to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Ric Flairin', gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops, they find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders, trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow, who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness, it's really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us. We Ric Flairin' on us, flaring on us.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase, yeah, Bubba C, yeah, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' on them, Ric Flairin' son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for
Kid,
reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's Outspoken. A lot changed. Granted, the concert we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in. You know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this Outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they laying people off. So glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Break it down the game for what it was. No apologies. This my hypothesis. You tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. We outspoken. This is Outspoken, and we gon' put on a show, even if we hear you say I can't. It's Outspoken.
Hey, backpack. I think we got another one. They didn't think we could do it, but we still here. Season 3. It's Outspoken.
What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday! You already know what it is. It's your boy Scotty back with another one, and you're watching Outspoken, and it could be nothing without my brother from another. Perry White! You're muted.
Hey, there we go. Yo. All right now.
Oh man, boy, you sound like one of the old ladies on Zoom.
Yo.
Muted. Yeah.
You gotta hype yourself up, Scotty.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta let yourself know what it is, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta say self.
Myself says,
Yo.
oh man, I like you got the Pippi Long stockings in the back. I see you.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta get braided. It's that time of the year for me. So I don't think a lot of people out there know I'm a football official. So you can't really have your hair, all down and everything. So I gotta have it braided up when I officiate games and then pin it down and put it down in my shirt to keep my professional look, which is why you don't see me with all that, like what you got on your face.
Oh no, they would no. I didn't listen. You ain't about the 16-year-old me. That is not about to happen.
That's the only way I'm able to do it. They make me, and I'm really not supposed to have hair, but they kept telling me you got to refer to your handbook, refer to your manual. And so because you're starting to see a lot more women in the field of officiating now, they now have a clause in there when it comes to hair. So I kind of fell into that to be able to give me an opportunity to continue to officiate. 5 years, man. 5 years. How
you like it? How you like it?
I'm growing into it. At this point, I'm a head linesman. Depending on what crew we in, a 5-man, a 4-man, a 7-man. I'm a deep wing sometime in a 7-man crew. So I'm down the field, but most of the time I'm head linesman. I'm running the chains and the down box. So and I'm telling coaches shut the hell up talking to me, right? Don't be yelling at me. I got these flags that talk for me. So and people like you on the sideline who
hey. I am polite, sir. I am uber polite. So what that SWAC resume looking like? So I mean, like, did you put your bid in for it? Well, you can't ref no Southern games. That just weird.
Why not? I think I'm pretty fair.
No, I would sue if I would go. I wouldn't go to Dr. McNuggets. You got to go to Dr. McNuggets. He just on you. I would be like, no game count. He can't ref Southern games.
Why not?
Come on, bro. Come on, man.
I don't show favoritism.
Come on, man.
I call the game is right. You just learn that it doesn't matter about the jersey. You call what you see, man. That's just it is what it is.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I'm not one of them guys where y'all think how it is. No. You get your ass chewed out if you'll never, what they say, you'll never work in this town again if you start doing shit like so. I'm really fair when it comes to it. I'm all about the rules and the mechanics.
Yeah, he wrote. I ain't met too many black people from Arkansas, but when he told me he was from Arkansas, I was like, oh shoot, that's crazy.
Yeah, from Arkansas.
Yeah,
Pine Bluff, Arkansas. What you laughing about?
Oh,
what's so funny?
Yeah. Hey, man, thank you. Hey, man, thank you, Blue. I appreciate it. I dropped my first article today. You know what I'm saying? If you guys would like to check that out, it's in the description below as well. And you can check it on FCS Nation. All right, man. You can catch my article, FCS Nation, right here. Head coach, the People's Champ. Y'all can go check out my article. You know what I'm saying? I did a little something. I was nervous as hell, boy. I don't like to write at all. Like writing is, boy, it took me like 6 days to write that article. A 3-minute read took me 6 days, but I did it though.
I started out writing. That's how I even got into all this. I started out writing for HBCU Digest back in 2012, 2013. Jared Carter, who started HBCU Digest, man, he saw something in me. He heard me speak at a meeting one time. He said, man, have you ever thought about basically the same as you? Have you ever thought about writing? He said, man, I never wrote shit in my life except some homework. He said, man, but you got a knowledge, put it into words, and then we'll figure it out. We'll work with it. So that's how I got into all this. I started out sports writing for HBCU Digest. A lot of people don't know that.
Man, That thing is not easy. I got a whole new found respect for people. That just took me 6 days. And yeah, shout out to HBCU Digest, Howard grad, Mr. Jared Carter.
Jared Carter, that's my dog right there, man. He pulled up on me. I was living at the Palisades at the time. He came from Baltimore and pulled up on me in Baton Rouge and gave me that opportunity, and here I am today.
That is what's up, man. That is what's up. Let me get this straightened up. So we got a full show for y'all today, man. It's gonna be jam-packed as always. We talking hot topics. We got some NFL.
What we talking?
Hot topics. Yeah. We got some hot topics. We got some NFL HBCU preseason.
Hold on, Scotty. One more time for the people in the back.
Hot topics. You know what I'm saying? Got some NFL HBCU preseason. Got some Mo classics. And then we got the Black Zone. You definitely want to stay for the Black Zone. Because when the Black Zone, everything's black. In the Black Zone. All right, so definitely check out the Black Zone. Stay tuned. Watch the whole damn show. All right, if you're watching this on a replay, watch the whole damn show. All right, here we go. Let's get into some hot topics. Hot and viral. All right, we're doing hot and viral. First thing first, listen, if you have been living under a rock, man, this is crazy. This bomb dropped today. Listen, I love this movie, by the way. I really do love the movie. But former NFL player Michael Orr from the famous movie The Blind Side petitioned the court on Monday with allegations that Sean and Leanne Chewy, that's the lady that played by Sandra Bullock, never adopted him, instead tricking him into signing a document making them conservators and enriching themselves. Harry, man, what you got?
Man, I just think that's a slap in the face to this kid, you know, where people come as friends, but I wouldn't call them foe, but you think you're a part of a family. You think you welcome me in with open arms, and like he really felt that they cared about him as a human, as a person. And at the end of the day, they had their eyes set on something that was more and less of him and more of something else, more of something materialistic. And for years, he had his mindset thinking this was family. And he found out family ain't so family, that they're looking to get gains out of this. And hey, if they come up off taking me in, knowing I've had a tough background, I saw his mother had 12 kids. She was on drugs. He was one of 12 kids and having an opportunity to be in a stable home. He went to a private school, started playing football late, but people saw the potential. But I think overall, too, when you look at the movie, he said the movie did not predict. It showed as though he was not intelligent. Yeah. And he said that affected him ultimately in the NFL, where teams looked at him and thought that he was slow, as though he was not going to be able to pick up on concepts and anything else because of the depiction that came in the movie. And I just think when you look at that, you don't want family to sell you short. And if that was supposed to be family, they were supposed to have his best interest at heart.
Man, what's so tough is when you think about the journey of the movie and then seeing him drafted, and, the Tuohys being up there with him on draft day, you know, taking the pictures, and then to find out that they're getting royalty checks and my man ain't. That they listen, I saw this by BJ. Shout out to BJ. So BJ put this on Twitter. He said, so basically, she was right. The whole time in the situation, he was getting played. And this just goes back, like you just made, like, you really can't trust white people. I'm sorry.
Man, this should have been in the black zone, man. I should put this in the black zone.
It could have been in the black zone.
You said everything black. This is the reason right here why it's tough, you know. And he went to Ole Miss, man. No way I'm going nowhere with the Rebels, and I mean, yeah.
Dang.
He learned the hard way.
He did. And then, you know, for him to just now, I think they said he found out this year or last year that they were conservators and not really and didn't really adopt him. So that's tough, man. The whole time, man. Shout out to Michael Orr. I hope he gets the situation. I hope he makes them pay every penny. Get all your money's worth. All right. Next up on Hot Topics. Got to give a shout out to A&M. Welcomes their largest class, 2,000 freshmen, largest incoming class in university history. You know they ain't coming for the football, so it got to be something else down there in Huntsville, Alabama. So shout out to them and the new president and the new AD doing big things down there. Listen, man, they said affirmative action should turn the tide of more blacks going to HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they say. That's what they say. So.
And the Huntsville area, to be honest, is one of the fastest growing areas and is very progressive. So there's a lot of good things that's going on in Huntsville and that surrounding area that could be attractive if you're a student looking for college life and something to do otherwise.
That man said he was cleaning up and found paperwork and read it. That is wild. Damn, that's wild. Yeah, but shout out to A&M, man. And I agree with you. Huntsville got NASA down there. It got some major corporations down there. I like that town. It got a really good Waffle House too. If you in that freshman class, so Waffle House right across the street from Checkers, like on the diagonal from Checkers. Boy, that Waffle House is nice. Nice.
You know what they doing, Scotty?
What they doing?
They breeding 2,000 more stingy niggas at homecoming is what they doing. It's just the next generation of stingy niggas coming out of Alabama A&M. That's what's going on. Hey.
Oh, man. What did they say at freshman orientation? Look to your left, look to your right. One out of the three people ain't going to be with you. So, but damn.
Repeat after me. I'm a stingy nigga.
Oh, man.
Now, much success for them, though, man. That's great to get a freshman class. I hope it gets larger each and every year, man. And I hope we start to see that truly across the board at HBCUs for real, though, man. I love, for me, 2,000 to say that's the largest ever, man. That's just letting me know how far we need to go.
Absolutely.
When we talk about boosting and enrolling, getting our enrollment up at our HBCUs, you know, I think for so long we've been so accustomed to that between 3,000 to 6,000 to 8,000. But now let's start thinking big. What is it like if our schools start to have 20,000 students, 25,000 students, man? That's what's beautiful. That's what's going to start to really help these programs when you talk about getting those funds for athletics from those student fees and everything else.
Absolutely. And then, listen, if you haven't seen the dorm rooms at Alabama A&M, them jokers clean, boy. I'm trying to tell you, they nice, boy. They nice. So, I mean, if you're able to get one of those, man, hope you get them. And they got a big enough city for you if you want to live off campus. You know, it's nice little area, drive by. Now, listen, I felt really disturbed in my spirit that people was coming for my black card because I ain't seen School Day.
You don't know none of these movies just by looking at the pictures. I can go straight down the list right now.
It's Malcolm X, Boomerang, Boys in the Hood.
No.
Don't Be a Menace.
It ain't Don't Be a Menace. Menace to Society.
Menace to Society, my bad.
What's that last one?
That's the one where they got the two girls with the crazy dudes. I don't know
what it's called.
Starts
with a B.
Yeah, I got it, my bad.
Baps, man. Come on with Holly Berry. Come on, man.
I seen the movie. I just didn't know the name. I seen the movie.
Scotty.
So what I'm saying is this is the question, man. This is the question. The question is, what
you setting yourself up, bro?
It's okay. It's okay. I don't mind people laughing at my expense. You know what I'm saying? What are 3 must-see black? If somebody landed on planet Earth tomorrow, and you said there's 3 movies you have to see to understand black people, what are those 3 movies?
You asking me?
Yeah. Who else I'm talking
to? For me, Harlem Nights.
Oh, that's a good one.
I love Harlem Nights. For some reason, I just feel like The Color Purple is like a rite of passage. Like, I just feel like if you didn't grow up in a home and you didn't watch The Color Purple, not Roots, but at least The Color Purple, at least once, right? You got to know who Miss Sealy is. You show is ugly. Like you got to know those lines, right? Right. And that third one, that's tough because Friday is just one. It's so many, man. Life, Coming to America, Friday.
Bro. No. Don't try to show your.
I'm sorry.
Three.
Okay, what did I say? Harlem Nights.
The Color Purple.
That's a comedic classic. I mean, just the all-star cast in Harlem Nights is almost, you can't beat it. What was my second one? Color Purple.
Color Purple.
Yeah, like you just got to. I mean, come on, Whoopi Goldberg, Danny Glover, and I would probably say Friday. I mean, who don't know every line in the movie?
Come on, that's my movie right there. Listen, that's numero uno. Okay, Friday is numero uno for me.
And those are my three. I know it's plenty more. It's a toss up.
Yeah.
But I love Harlem Nights, man. I just think that's one of the funniest movies ever created with an all-star cast. And the rest of them, The Color Purple is just, when you look at the storyline, it means a lot too. It says a lot about how life was, being forced to have to get into a marriage at a young age. It's a lot of backstory and just seeing how things went. I thought that movie told the story.
Okay, so for me, I have to go Roots. All right, that like Roots.
Are you like Kunta Kinte?
Like, you know what I'm saying, Toby. You gotta understand what we went through. So if it's like to understand the culture, I think you have to see. I saw Roots would be in there, Friday would be in there, and then Coming to America for me is
it was up there with that Harlem Nights, Coming to America, Life, anything Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy in the 90s was untouchable. Okay. Early 2000s, but really the 90s, Eddie Murphy, like
late 80s, Eddie Murphy too.
Beverly Hills, all that stuff, man. Eddie Murphy in the late 80s, early 90s was just.
You ever saw one called The Golden Child?
That's a good one. I totally forgot about that.
Oh, what's my movie? With Bruce Leroy.
Last Dragon. See, you don't even know. See,
yeah.
Hey,
the funniest line when my man showed up said, Bruce Leroy. I mean, he said, "Oh yeah, Bruce Leroy, I got something real for your ass in these hands, nigga." That's one of the funniest lines I've ever heard in the movie.
I love the part where he gets up out that water and he like, that's somebody said Love Jones. That sounds like a girl. Love Jones.
You ever seen Love Jones?
Yeah, I see Love Jones. I think my honorable mention would have to be New Jack City because you gotta deal with that crack epidemic. You know what I'm saying? So I would definitely say New Jack City.
Wesley Snipes, that was a hell of a performance.
Ooh, man.
What about Players Club?
Oh man, that's my movie right there.
If you don't know, hey,
do something make me feel good. You know, like I love, boy. Listen, money, yeah, money. Yeah. He said,
"Take that money. Don't let that money make you."
Yeah, you better get off your show. Anyway, but yeah, Booty Call. I don't know about that. How to Be a Player. I do like that one. 8 Mile is not an honorable mention, boy. Sit down.
No, it's not.
Malcolm X definitely. Paid in Full. Belly. I don't think Belly was all that. It was good, but it wasn't all that. That line Between Love and Hate. That's a good one.
That was a good one with Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, that's a real good one. So yeah, I mean, you could have. Oh yeah. 5 Heartbeats. That's a classic. That's a guy. Temptations. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson. All that type of stuff. But I just felt like I had to redeem myself and I kind of failed too again.
Yeah.
The
last two gave you a boom boom, boy.
I knew him though. I mean, I seen him. I at least seen him. You know what I'm saying? So, but that was been our hot topics. All right. Moving on. NFL HBCU preseason performances. Man, there was a cluster of HBCU players that had great performances, had their debuts, but I just picked a few. Shaq Davis with the New Orleans Saints had 2 catches and 20 yards. Now, I know a lot of people say, Scotty, what's the big deal? Well, if you saw one of the catches, he was actually coming out of the slot. And I ain't never seen Shaq Davis play in the slot. For a 6'5" guy to be able to move down inside the slot and be a threat and being effective, that just opens the window for him to me much more. What you got on it, Perry?
2 catches for 20 yards. I mean, he's averaging 10 yards a catch. Good start.
Can't help. Hey, you only can do what you can do with your opportunity.
Hey.
All right, next one up. Isaiah Bowden, 2 tackles, 26 return yards. Let me tell you this. If you didn't watch this game, he was 1 tackle away from hitting his head on the goal post. And let me just say, Zay, that 7 look good on you, baby. That 7 looked good on you. But 2 tackles came in late around the 3rd and 4th quarter, I believe, to play a little bit DB. But really, mostly was used as a return specialist. I definitely think you're going to see his name on ESPN taking one to the crib. What you got, P?
You know, you would hope that you could see more performance. I think with preseason, you love to see these guys get opportunities. But, you know, like you said, late game activity. I want to see what he's like if they give him that opportunity early in a preseason game and what he can do when you up against some of those better guys that's going to most likely be on their roster.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with the Black Widow podcast, man. I think Shaq just needed some more opportunities. Literally, he came in, I think, like garbage minutes and something like that. Yeah. Just give him some opportunities, throw the ball up, and watch him go do his thing. 6'5", give him the opportunity. All right, but you got to think about it like this, though, guys. Everybody's being evaluated. So I know we're like, hey, man, throw the ball. If the ball is not supposed to go there and he throws the ball there, he's going to get evaluated as such. And so you got to take all that in consideration. All right, next up, Marquise Bell. FAMU grad, 2nd year. Listen, I won't say this is his debuting because he's had plays like this. He's had showings, but he had over 50 to 60 snaps in this game, 10 tackles, 1 pass breakup. Listen, anybody who knows me knows I was not a Marquise Bell fan, and I'm gonna be very clear on why I was not, because everybody gonna be like, oh, Scotty, you're switching up because he's Cowboys. No, I don't think he's a free safety, right? Because as a free safety, I want you to make plays attacking the ball, right? Like Ed Reed-esque. I think he's probably he could be a top 10 strong safety in the NFL because he is a walking, tackling machine. Like, that is what Marquise Bell does. He tackles one-on-one in the open field. So that is why I believe he's going to have a great career in the NFL. What you got on it, Perry?
10 tackles, 1 pass breakup. When I go back and look at film, you give me a reason to say your name. And I think with him being able to do that in a preseason game where you can get lost in the sauce, 10 tackles, that's formidable. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
And with 1 pass breakup. So he's keeping his name relevant when they're going back looking at film. And I believe that's the type of performances you got to have in order to keep yourself relevant in a ever-changing roster, especially preseason, as you evaluate who's going to stick around and who's going to go home.
I will say this. I don't think he's vindicated because he didn't get drafted like I said he wasn't. But I do think he looks a lot bigger, no homo, with the Cowboys. Like, he looks like he's put on more weight and more strength. So he looks like he can hang with the D-line and things like that if they want to move him from linebacker to DN. So his size, because when he was at FAMU, he just was scrawny. Like, he looked like a safety. But when you see him now, he looks like a linebacker /DN. So that is what it is.
That's when you come into that nutrition program, a real training program. You know, I think that's one of the biggest things. What it hurts guys at HBCUs when you start talking about dietetic and nutrition, and you start to be able to see the potential of a guy when he gets into a program and he can actually eat the right things instead of going in a cab on fried chicken Monday, eating fried chicken and red beans, compared to actually eating the intake that he needs for his body with a workout plan that actually complements what he's eating.
Absolutely. And I think you see that with Isaiah Land because he definitely looks like he's gained a lot of weight since he's been with the Dallas Cowboys. And last but not least, man, listen. Emmanuel Wilson out of Fort Valley State. Listen, he came out early as a junior. We all know running backs have a short shell life, and a lot of people were just a little up in arms about a Division II guy coming out early. But man, when he got the opportunity, 6 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his dad passed away on that day. His dad died when he was 14, but that was the day of his dad's passing on that game. So it was just a lot of emotion, came out, balled out. I'm telling you right now, this kid will make a team. He won't make it to waivers. So if Green Bay puts him on waivers, he's not going to make it. All right. Somebody's going to pick this kid up. He looked amazing. And last point, I'm going to say this and let you go, Perry. Last thing for me was the breakaway speed. That is the thing that you're looking for from a running back is when you get out in the open field. My bad, guys. I know my mic is. Let me change my headset. Hello. Can you hear me, Barry?
They say you sound like a Spirit airline pilot. Talking on there, a little bit different.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Hopefully it's better. But so it's the breakaway speed for me. When he got into the open field, getting out, not getting caught from behind. So I definitely think this kid's gonna be special. Go ahead.
Yeah, 6 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns. What we've been talking about the past month when you start talking about running backs in the NFL and the short lifespan of what a running back life in the shelf looks like for them. So for him to come in and to be able to present himself in this manner in which running backs are hard to come by, and somebody can get him for the cheap, at that. And so him presenting himself, putting himself, 6 carries, 111 yards, 2 touchdowns, you balling. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. When I go back offensively, if I'm the offensive coordinator and I'm watching film, this is a guy whose name, when I look around the room saying, hey, this is what we need to be doing when we talk about production. It didn't take him 20 carries to get 111 yards, right? Not only that, he was able to find the end zone, which no matter what, that's what matters the most. You can have all the yards in the world, but if you can find the end zone and be able to put up 12 points within yourself, that's what matters. And I think he showcased that he's a real deal. And if he can stay consistent and healthy, I think he can make a name for himself in the NFL.
I absolutely do. I agree with you because the simple fact of the matter is you're bringing in a young quarterback, Jordan Love. Aaron Jones is your seeable starter. He's had injuries before. You have his guy in the background. It's a win-win situation. You plug and play. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited to see what he does. Be on the lookout for Wilson in the near future in the NFL. All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's go to Mo Classics. All right. Now.
Oh, another black movie. Mo Money. Right? Mo Money. That is a hell of a classic. How could I forget
that? Oh, man. Listen, Mo Classics. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through some classic games. All right. Then we got some questions at the end that I'm going to toss to the crowd, toss to you, Perry. See what you got. All right. Listen, I didn't even know this is called Truth in Service Classic. Like, I thought it was just called the Battle of the Real HU. All right. You got the Battle of the Greater Baltimore. Nobody cares about Baltimore. Anyway, you got the John Merritt Classic, Gardner-Webb and Tennessee State, Delta Classic, Mississippi Valley State and Delta State, W.C. Gordon Classic, Bethune-Cookman and Jackson State, Circle City Classic, Mississippi Valley State. They just brought that back this year, and the State Fair Classic. Now, did W.C. Gordon coach at Bethune-Cookman and Jackson or something like that? Is that real?
W.C. Gordon was the coach at Jackson State in the 80s when Jackson State had a lot of success. Jackson State won a lot of SWAC championships in the 80s, and he was the guy that led them the way. So they named the classic the W.C. Gordon Classic after him.
Gotcha. And listen, the Aggie Eagle Classic, that's in itself. Now, listen, the Southern Heritage Classic. your good old boys of the UAPB have been blessed to slide into that Jackson State spot. What do you think is going to happen with the class? You think it's going to stay around? What do you think is going to happen?
Yeah, the Southern Heritage class is going to stay around. I mean, the people of Memphis have supported that thing for nearly 30 years. And I think you go back and look in the early days, I think Grambling played in it once. Mississippi Valley played in it once in the early years, trying to find a team that could probably make it feel like a classic against a team like Tennessee State. And Jackson State was a team that found its home. Seemed like it was a perfect match. Tennessee State being right there in Tennessee, right in Nashville, Jackson State right down the road in Jackson, Mississippi, both recruit heavily out of the Memphis area with alums in that area. You talk about the bands, they recruit heavily out of that area as well. So they gave an opportunity to create a great classic, a great environment, and it was something that grew over the years. Now Jackson State out. You got UAPB in proximity. Pine Bluff is about 2.5 hours from Memphis. At one time, even when I was there, students from Memphis received in-state tuition to go to UAPB.
Oh, wow.
So, and you have people that alums from UAPB that are in Memphis, and it's close enough for all surrounding areas in Arkansas to drive right over. So you will hope that there's an opportunity to create some type of excitement. But the problem is to get everybody else to buy into it. Jackson State, Tennessee State created an excitement. Whether you was a fan of either school, you went to the classic just because you knew it was going to be on. Right from the tailgating, from the fans to the parades. They did a battle of the bands with the high schools. It was an easy opportunity for both schools to recruit. And so you hope that maybe UAPB, who has not had recent success in football, can still create some type of excitement. But it's best because it's September the 9th. So if you know your fan base still got some hope, at least it's not October, November where they like, man, I ain't going to that damn game. So there's still some excitement in the air when you look at both these schools who I thought should have been rivals a long time ago. When I look at UAPB and Tennessee State.
All right. Listen, I'll tell you one thing. When I went to the Southern Heritage Classic my first time, it going from the OBC to the Southern Heritage Classic, it was like night and day. Like truly night and day. Like tailgating. It's like, woo, that thing was different. All right.
What you say between what?
So between the Southern Heritage Classic and the OBC, the Orange Blossom Classic.
You know why? Memphis be on some real nigga shit.
Man.
I hate I gotta put it that way, but you just gotta keep it real because when we amongst each other, that's what it is. You gonna get real vibes around there.
Yeah, it was different. It was absolutely different. All right. Once again, you got the Gulf Coast Challenge with Jack State and Alabama A&M. They just brought that up not too long ago. Magic City Classic, you already know what it is. Port City Classic, Alabama State and Grambling. Both of the Gulf Coast and Port City are in Mobile. If I was anybody, if you're not a part of these schools, don't attend. Mobile is absolutely trash, and I'm going to always stand on that. That stadium is trash, and downtown Mobile is actually pretty nice. But where they play this game at, absolutely trash. Do not go. Soul Bowl, Capital City Classic. You already know what it is. Florida Classic, Turkey Day Classic, and the Bayou Classic. Yeah, I mean, just some other classes. I feel like I skipped the whole list of them. Oh, I guess I did. That's it. Oh, okay. So, I mean, you got the legendary Bayou Classic that never will ever move. That they clearly won't ever move to do anything else. You got the Tuskegee, Alabama. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard Tuskegee is not happy about being back in this game because being in this game takes them out of the Division II playoffs. So they're not happy about that at all. Florida Classic, legendary. Capital City Classic, great rivalry. So it is what it is.
I like the Magic City Classic. The Magic City Classic could be a good matchup this year, considering you said Connell Maynard on the hot seat, Eddie Robinson building something. I think this could, where they both seem to be at a crossroad right now, where I think the Magic City Classic could probably turn out to be something great.
Yeah, I mean, I think the teams are both on a trend. I think Alabama's more on the trend down than on a trend up, but I think I think they're meeting at the right time because Alabama A&M is trying to rebuild. Alabama State's on a rebuild, but the rebuilds are different. Alabama State's rebuild is trending up. Alabama A&M's rebuild is trending down. So that's, to me, that's why this game is going to be so good, is because who's going to come out? Because if you lose to a team trending down, that's not good. And if you lose back-to-back years with a team trending up, you know what I'm saying? So I think they're both in the rebuild.
And I think one of that slept on here, that's for a lot of people who don't know much about the State Fair Classic in Dallas, Texas, Prairie View and Grambling State. Man, that attracts a huge crowd and a lot of interest when you look at both those programs in Grambling and Prairie View. I think that one is slept on, and Prairie View has had some success over the past few years over Grambling, where they kind of flipped in terms of how things have been going. Grambling was having a lot of success for years over Prairie View in that game. But now you're starting to see Prairie View flipping, and it's been going in that way. But that is a big game at the Cotton Bowl over in Dallas, where it attracts a huge crowd. I think if you look at any of those games on there, for me, the State Fair Classic, you talk about Prairie View with 10 fans, you show up to that game, you're going to see more than 10 Prairie View fans. They really do show up, and a lot of people don't really understand because that game has never really been televised like that for people to really see how attractive that is between those two fan bases.
I don't care that they show up in a neutral site game. They don't even come to their own home games.
Yeah, they look forward to this right here, man.
I'm going to go to Dallas and be at the State Fair, which everybody's going to be at the State Fair, because why? It's the freaking State Fair. So you're really just piggybacking off of Dallas having a State Fair and going to get the turkey legs and the funnel cake and the elephant ears. And
why are you doing them like that, man? It's the State Fair Classic. It's been around a long time, man. It's more than just the State Fair. That's part of it.
So has the state, which one been around longer, State Fair or the State Fair Classic?
Of course, the State Fair.
All right, then. So
what does that matter?
So you just piggybacking off of the State Fair.
It makes a great environment.
How about you take that environment back to your home stadium? How about that? How about you take...
All right. Now, you remember when you talked about Florida A&M leaving the Orange Blossom Classic, wanting to go back to Tallahassee? All right. Remember, you said what you just said. Thank you.
What did I just say?
Oh, okay. Run it back tomorrow. Run it back tomorrow and listen to what you just said.
Fam, you don't have 10 fans in the stands at
It don't matter. It don't matter. You just said, how about you take it back to your stadium when you was doing all of that huffing and puffing about FAMU leaving the Orange Blossom Classic.
Take the fans back to your home stadium.
So FAMU can't take their fans back to their home stadium?
They've never had a problem with their fans. That's not even in the discussion of what FAMU has never had a problem with their fans coming out and supporting FAMU. But Prairie View does. If it's not a homecoming or a classic, they ain't showing up. How you got the best facilities in HBCU and you got the least amount of fans to show up?
I think the way that you treat Prairie View is like a bald-headed stepchild. Wait till you get a chance to go to it. I personally only go to their games when they play Southern, but I think give them a little bit more respect until you get an opportunity to get over there to Prairie View, Texas, and see it for yourself.
I
think the level of disrespect is just through the roof with you.
I'm gonna count 20 people. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, okay, 20. Okay, 25 people here today. Okay, that's not bad for a home game.
Yeah,
not at all.
And I do talk shit because they did lose to Mississippi Valley 2 years ago in front of like 700 people, right? But they said it was cold, it was raining, whatever the case may be, but.
Man, that big albino bang wearing, he ain't about to turn nothing around at PV. That Bama should be on the box of what's that box on the beer box? The black and turn the black to gray, black. I don't know, whatever that beer box is. That's what that Bama should be on. Not no AD. That Bama ain't no AD.
You tough on them folks.
What's it? Gray hair men gray hair, whatever that box is called. That's what that Bama should be on. All right. Few questions. A class just for men. Thank you. That's what that Bama. Have you seen that Bama AD golf? Have you seen him?
I thought you said a beer box.
That's what the beer, just for men, for the beard.
Oh, beard. I thought you saying beer.
No, beard.
Oh, beard. Okay, all right, I got you.
Have you seen that Bama?
Yeah, I've seen him.
Yeah, he got like a that joint was that line was perfect, boy. Bama that's the only thing that Bama can sell me. just for men. Anyway,
I don't have no beef with him, so don't get me into that. I ain't got no beef with the man.
Ain't no beef. PV.
You on his ass. I ain't on his ass. You on, I don't know. You on his ass tough.
That Bama is not about to turn shit around that PV. How you gonna make people? First of all, black people don't get that. Like, that's the one thing about black people. Black people are adamant about what they do and do not do. They already don't come to your home games. How all of a sudden now you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to make everybody come to PV. No, black people will be like, no, I'm gonna show up at the classic, I'm gonna show up at homecoming, and I'm out. Like, that's what I do.
You can't show up and be optimistic.
Yeah, okay. Not for PV fans. Not for 10 of them jokers. Stop it. Anyway. All right, couple questions. Few questions. A classic you think that should change? The best classic, the most overlooked classic, and if you could make a classic, who would you make it with, and where would you put it?
A classic you think that should change? A classic that I think that should change. I will probably go with the just off the top of my head, I will probably say the Labor Day Classic between Prairie View and Texas Southern. I know they like home and home, especially since Prairie View has now gotten a facility, and Texas Southern still plays at a soccer stadium. But I would like to see that at NRG.
Yeah,
a classic that I think should change. If it's going to have that classic feel, it's for the city of Houston, with two programs within close proximity. That's just off the top of my head. I would probably say the Labor Day Classic with PV and Texas Southern, and change the location for me and put it in a venue. Like, I think they've done it before in the past, but that's just me personally.
Yeah, I think for me, for the first one, it would have to be the Magic City Classic. You got to take that shit from Legion. Legion is trash. Legion Field is absolutely atrocious. That game is, to me, I think that game is just too, it reminds me of like the Cowboys and the Redskins. Like, it's just synonymous with football. But the location just makes it uncomfortable, man. Like, nothing about that stadium is dope. They got to get out of it. So if you make it a home and home, take it protective. I don't understand where you take it. Just move it. Move it somewhere else. That just kills me. All right. The best classic, in your opinion, what is the best classic?
The Bayou Classic. I think the overall impact of what it is, what they say, the granddaddy of them all, the consistency. We're talking about celebrating 50 years.
I mean,
50 years of a classic, right? 50 years of a classic that has been brought into the homes of millions of people year in and year out, giving you a taste of HBCU football, giving you a taste of HBCU culture, giving you a taste of HBCU bands. On national television, when other schools in our conference, before we talk all these ESPN deals and HBCU Go deals, and before there was Scotty on YouTube where you can watch, it was the Bayou Classic, and still to this day, it still holds weight. Two great programs in Southern and Grambling. It's the best classic, hands down. Not just now, not just yesterday, but it's always been that.
I wouldn't say hands down.
You can't even go against that.
No, I just did.
How?
I just said I can't say hands down because I don't think it's all that.
How? What's the best classic?
To me, I think it's between Jackson and Southern.
Jackson and Southern is not a classic, and no. Let's be real. Jackson and Southern is not a classic. It just has a name that somebody came up with and called it a boombox classic. Jackson and Southern is a regular season matchup.
Isn't the Bayou Classic a regular season matchup?
The Bayou Classic is called the Bayou Classic. There's no official boombox classic nowhere.
Is it not a regular season game? Yes or no?
It is.
Okay, so what's the difference?
One has
the Bayou Classic has an official name, is what you started asking me what's the difference. The Bayou Classic is the Bayou Classic. Southern and Jackson has no official classic name. The Boombox Classic, that's basically a myth.
I don't give two craps if it has an official name or not.
But it's not a classic, is what I'm telling you.
How is it not? It's called a Boombox Classic.
That's not actually the name of the game. It's not a classic. Every year Southern and Grambling play, regardless if you know the team, it's the Bayou Classic. The Southern Heritage Classic is the Southern Heritage Classic. The Magic City Classic is the Magic City Classic. I get that. All right, you want to be, but what I'm saying is it does not have a classic name to it.
I don't care. I don't care. You picked yours. I'm picking mine, right?
Well, I'm having to tell somebody who new to the space exactly a classic and what you think is a classic.
No.
The Boombox Classic is not an official classic.
Let me ask you this though. Did you not, or did you send me this list about FCS classics and this was on the game?
And what did it say? You missed the one for this year. It's the Pete Richardson Classic because it's in Baton Rouge.
Okay, call it whatever you want. I don't give a damn.
Just like they got the WC Classic, WC Gordon Classic.
What's the end of the name? That's all I want to know. What is the ending of the name? Does it say classic or no?
Where'd you get that from, though? Did you hear that? Is that what you heard from the street committee on the streets, or is that when you look at it, it's official? You have never seen it on the schedule.
Okay, this is what we doing. Okay,
yeah, this is what we doing.
That's fine. Let's do this then. Let's do this then. I got nothing but time. Let me find this text message that you sent me, where you said, "Here's every 2023 HBCU football classic." That's what that said.
And what was it titled as? The Pete Richardson Classic.
I don't give a damn what I do not give.
If we go to Jackson, it won't be the Pete Richardson Classic no more.
I don't care.
It'll be Southern versus Jackson.
Do not care.
For many years up into this, it's still when you see them, it's Southern and Jackson on the schedule. It's simply that.
Do not care. No, that's not. Listen, I'm going by the title that you sent to me, sir.
What you see on there?
It says, "Here's every HBCU football classic," and that's what you sent me.
Who wrote that?
That's what you stated.
I know I sent this to you, but who wrote it?
I'm just saying you sent this to me. So
just like you, it's something that they heard. But I'm here to tell you because when you talk to people, they need to clarify things.
Nope.
Right?
You sent this to me. So if it's inaccurate, why you send it to me? If it's inaccurate.
Because there's more to the list than one game. So now because I sent it to you and we on here, I can clarify to clear that up that they made an error. It is not considered the Boombox Classic when Southern. That is amongst the bands. That is not the official thing. When Southern and Jackson play, is it neither on nobody's schedule like you gonna see the Bayou Classic, Homecoming, or whatever else. It is just a regular game.
Don't care. Don't care. You picked your best classic. I'm picking my best classic, and my classic is the Boombox. When it's at Jackson, it's the Boombox. When it's at Southern, it's called Pete Richardson. I don't give a damn what it's called.
Just for this year.
Do not care. Do not care. All I care about is I think that's one because I love the intensity within the actual football game. Now,
understandable.
Not regardless of what it's called, I don't give two shits. But I think it's the best classic. That's just my personal opinion. And I ain't been to the Florida Classic, so I can't speak on that. I see a lot of people put that in there. I ain't been.
I would love to go to the Florida Classic, though. I've seen over the years the attendance and everything. And now that it's SWAC and not MEAC, I think the Florida Classic might be something to really enjoy. I would like to go to the Magic City Classic. I've never been to the Magic City Classic either.
Yeah, I've been. It's okay. It's all right. The most overlooked classic.
Like I said, I think it's the State Fair Classic.
Okay.
Grambling and Prairie View. It doesn't have the S like everybody else because it's in Dallas. Dallas, when you look at the proximity to the rest of the SWAC and people being able to really get an opportunity to get there, is not so much centered like everybody else.
Overlooked.
And it hadn't been on TV that much either. So it's kind of one of those games. If you're not in the Dallas area or between them two schools, you kind of will not know much about it.
Let me see here. I definitely don't care nothing about no Towson and Morgan.
Let me see. I mean, let me see. Overlooked. I think the Port City and the State Fair. I mean, not. I'm not comparing the top. Port City definitely too young. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even give you an answer. I would say Turkey Day because it's Thanksgiving and I'm watching NFL, so I can give two shits. So I'm just being honest. There's no way you will catch me at a Turkey Day game. And it just not when the Cowboys are playing. Hell no, I don't care about it. So for me, got to be Turkey Day Classic because I'm not watching college football on Turkey Day. If you could make a classic, who and where? Who would you put in the classic and where would you put it?
I would probably do a classic. Go back to the Atlanta Football Classic.
Yeah,
and I'll do Southern and North Carolina A&T. I think that would be a great game in Atlanta between Southern and A&T.
Okay. I would like to see a game in LA. I think I would do Grambling and I don't think it's a lot of fan bases that got that kind of money to get up out of there. So I'll probably say Grambling and FAMU in LA. I would like to see what that looked like. Because I know Grambling has a strong base out in LA. And I don't know, call it like, maybe play it at SoFi. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just like to see something different. Because it's easy. I know like it's easy and it's easily accessible in Atlanta, stuff like that. But I just want to see something out in LA. I'll go. I'll check it out for a year. I'll test it out. You know what I'm saying? Call it the Beats Classic. You know what I'm saying? Beats by Dre or something. I don't know. That'd be my sponsorship. Is he black? HBCU?
But he give his money to USC.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I know. So
why LA? You just love LA? Why you just took everything and went straight West Coast with it?
I just think there's a market that I think a lot of HBCUs don't want to touch because they don't think it's a market, but there's a lot of California kids that don't know much about HBCUs. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a great opportunity to get your brand. If you're talking about if that's what the reason classics are for, is to get your brand in front of, recruiting and things like that. I think it's a great opportunity to have something start on Thursday, get down there, you have some parades, you have some events, get in front of some kids in some high schools in California, and I think it'd be a great recruiting base. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Back in the day, I can remember St. Louis. It used to be the Gateway Classic. UAPB would play Howard, Hampton, Alabama A&M, Tuskegee. That was UAPB's premier classic back in the day in St. Louis, in the Edward Jones Dome back in the day. The Chicago Football Classic used to be a huge classic where you brought HBCUs up to Chicago where people enjoyed. It's since fallen off when you talk about premier teams. The same way the Circle City Classic. I remember one year I went back and looked at a game, FAMU and Grambling. Southern and FAMU. Every time they played, it seemed like it was a top 5 matchup in HBCU football. So you had one hell of a matchup set in Indianapolis with 50,000 plus people coming to see the best of the best. The Detroit Football Classic, I think Alabama State played in it. Jackson State played in it before. Going back to when you in those urban areas, getting a chance to watch those type of games. So taking it to those huge black populations, it means a lot when you can take a HBCU culture in urban cities that kind of know about you or may not know about you. And that's why you start to see populations of huge proportion coming from those Midwest cities coming down to the south of those schools because they were major recruiting grounds, whether it was for students in the band, just regular students or student athletes that, it gave them opportunities to get up out of their situations, which typically I can imagine were pretty tough.
Yeah, You know what I'm saying? And I just think that there's some great football that gets played out in California. So if you could get any, some of those overlooked kids out in California, you know what I'm saying? Very high in the Polynesian, very big Polynesian. If you can get some of them Polynesians on them D lines and O line.
Grambling played in a game years ago against San Jose State out in California. They call it the Delta. Well, no, it was the Literacy Classic. Excuse me, the Literacy Classic. And they went out there and played. It was on ESPN. It was a huge game. So I know what you mean when you say take that brand over there. Grambling did it once before going out there playing.
Yeah, I definitely think it has to really be televised, has to really be shown. Because like you said, like people said in the chat, a lot of people are not going to go out to LA. So I think if you can get a big brand behind you to push it, if it's ESPN, if it's HBCU League Pass, if it's HBCU Go, if somebody has to be able to put that on blast so people know it's there and come see it or just be involved in it. And I think if you bring if you bring the right bands and have a battle of the bands as well, maybe before the game, you might get some people out there as well. So
Vegas too. In the early 2000s, I went to go too. Southern and North Carolina A&T played a game in Vegas.
Now I do Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be out there in Vegas. Okay, boy, that's a nice one. I like that one. I definitely like that one. All right, Barry, it's here. The moment everybody's been waiting for. Okay.
Oh, that laugh right there.
Black Zone. Where everything is black. And you feel it. Cocoa butter. Seasoning. Hot sauce. The Black Zone.
Oh, man.
So here in the Black Zone, right? Just want to make very clear. In the Black Zone, BET is owned by a black person. In the Black Zone, Blue Magic is owned by a black person. In the Black Zone, Jack Daniels is actually black. And in the Black Zone, Harriet Tubman is finally on the 20.
Preach, brother. Preach.
All in the Black Zone.
Hallelujah.
All right. Now, the question of the day in the Black Zone, because I need y'all to stay with me. You got the CIAA, got the SA, got the SWAC, got the MEAC, got the SIAC. The question of the day: should they have all went down in the Black Zone? They all went down to D2 and made a mega conference. How do you think it will prevail? That everybody comes to D2 and it just makes a mega conference within D2. And the reason I say this in the Black Zone, because remember, this is the Black Zone, hypothetical in the Black Zone, right? The reason I say this is because there are CIAA schools that play the MEAC, right? There's SWAC schools that play SIAC schools. You know what I'm saying? So if you're wanting to keep it all together, because they all can't come up, but you can definitely come on down. So what do you think about in the Black Zone that everybody comes down to Division II and makes a mega conference?
Everybody not equal, and it's okay. You can all be black. You can come from the hood, or you can come from the suburbs. You know, you can go to a private school, you can go to a public school. Just urban don't define everybody. And I think just because you consider us the HBCUs, all HBCUs aren't equal. And I think a lot of times I noticed that firsthand when Jackson State played Edward Waters. And they act like because when Deion first got there, they beat the hell out of Edward Waters, and because they were HBCU, they was like, oh my God, because he was able to do that. But because you hear HBCU, you just assume Edward Waters is in the same boat like everybody else. And so all HBCUs aren't created equal. There's a reason there's a difference between the MEAC and the SWAC. When you talk about comparing them to the CIAA and the SIAC, I'm not a fan of the SWAC or the MEAC to be able to drop down to Division II. There's money still on the table, whether it's at a classic or not. But at a Division I FCS level, there's still money on the table that I think you lose dropping down to those levels, that you can still go out and play certain teams and do certain things with your flexibility that I just don't think that would be beneficial to those two power conferences as we talk about HBCUs if they were at the Division II level.
I think for me, right, because I've seen a lot of whispers and rumblings of teams moving up to be a part of the MEAC. And to me, if everybody wants a super conference, right? Everybody's asking for a super conference. I would just like to see a mega conference of where you bring everybody down. Everybody's on an equal playing field because the scholarships come down. I mean, whoever has the facilities they already got, whatever, whoop-de-doo, whatever. You guys really don't care about being in the FCS playoffs, right? You wouldn't care about being in Division II playoffs. So you just continue to do what you do. Just play each other. Have all the pageantry you want. Have all the, you know what I'm saying, all the rivalry games that you want. I listen, because what bothers me is people trying to make ration of why they keep reaching back to play Division II. But then when I say, why don't you go back to being Division II, then everybody has a problem. And let's be mindful. Most of all these teams came from Division II. So it's not like at one point they all were Division II.
You got changes in facilities too. I just think it's a lot. Then when you look at even the outside of football, when you talk about dropping down to Division II, what you're able to do on the Division I level in the other sports, whether you competing and trying to win a national championship or just a conference championship, it's still TV. It's a lot more in marketing. It's the opportunities that present itself that otherwise that you won't get in D2. Even if Texas Southern and North Carolina Central win their respective conferences, the MEAC and the SWAC, you still get to see them whether they playing in the first 16 or whatever when it comes to the overall NCAA tournament, right? Nobody's watching the Division II basketball playoffs, right? Whoever wins a SWAC title in baseball, you still get to go play in a regional on television. Nobody's watching Division II baseball, right? So I think it still has its ups where if you want this to be a mega conference, the CIAA and the SIAC would need to make investments to uplift themselves. No reason to go backwards. They need to come up and then be able to put themselves in a position where they can get some of the money, and then we can do a mega conference. But I think outside of football and everything else, going down makes no sense compared to the leverage that you at least do have right now.
I think if you're asking conferences like this, because let's be honest, right? There was, I mean, there's some SWAC schools that struggled to fit their payroll and scholarships and things like that. So now you're asking Division II programs, now with the new fee of that becoming $5 million, now you're asking each school to now have to pay $5 million to take that jump to the next conference to go up to the Division I level, when and probably overextend themselves, right? So it's like this. It's when you go out and get the $700 car payment, or you go out and buy the $500,000 home, and now you're at that max level of your budget, and now you're eating ramen noodles and peanut butter and jelly every day just to stay in the house, just to stay in the car. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's a very high plateau for the Division IIs to all make that jump up, when the SWAC and MEAC have the resources and they can come on down. And if
you won't have those resources no longer, though.
No, I believe you will, because all you keep telling me, this is what you told me in FCS. You told me in FCS, you said, Scotty, they don't support their teams. Scotty, why do we lead in attendance? Why do we lead this? Why do we? So, what changes? Hold on.
Okay.
What changes is if you go to D2.
What a change is you having the opportunity because you have budgets. Remember, the SWAC and the MEAC and these teams have these budgets. You were able to cover a lot of these budgets simply because you were able to go get those money games to play against those teams that we say we tired of playing against. But those games matter when you talk about going on the road in December in basketball, early in the season in baseball, going on the road and playing these teams who are willing to pay you money. Also in football, when you see going to play teams in football, the FBS, whether it's a group of 5 or a power 5, all that matters when that starts to trickle back into your program, into your department. You go Division II, you will no longer have those type of opportunities to be able to do that. Nobody from the Division I is going to be calling up to get you to come play their games because let's be honest, the CIAA and the SIAC, who's the only Division I schools really showing them love? It's the SWAC and the MEAC. That's why we're willing to share a piece of the pie with them because there's not a lot of other conference calling up saying, hey, we willing to have an opportunity to play you in whatever it is. And so that's why I see it that way. If you move down, you then start to affect the overall budget of an athletic department in which you go out, and it's a reason of being Division I, it helps to be able to go out and have those opportunities to play those games that we sometimes deem we don't want to play, but they're beneficial for the programs.
I just
what money games are the CIAA and the SIAC playing that's going to help their budget? I mean, Tuskegee don't even have lights to play a night game. I think they're working on it, but I mean, it's just certain things when you start to look at operations and facilities and why things are the way that they are, it makes all the sense. So why would we go back to have to deal with that when we already in a position to where if they can build and get some and come up, then it'll help them. It's not going to help them if we go down because it's not going to make them raise the bar. I would like to see the CIAA and the SIAC raise the bar and be able to be on that level.
But the bar isn't set by. Well, who's the bar set by though?
Well, the bar is set by when I'm talking about an athletic program. When you look at their programs and the Division I programs overall, when you start talking about budget and money, we're ahead of them. So I would like to see them be able to increase what they have. So some of those schools, maybe they can get lights to play a night game. Maybe there are some other things that can begin to help increase them as a program and a department. But I just think moving down, it's not going to do the SWAC and MEAC any good. And if you just basing off a mega conference to say to have a tournament in football, I mean a playoff in football, that's cool, but it's not going to help us in basketball. It's not going to help us in baseball. It's damn sure not going to help us in the sports that track and field and softball and volleyball. Regardless, if you're not paying attention to them now, you damn sure not going to pay attention when they on the Division II level.
I mean, I guess. I mean, just a little.
I get it. Now, I mean, I would love to see all of us come together because when you made that point, I think in last week's show talking about doing a HBCU football playoff and headed to the Celebration Bowl and people moving games around. I would love to see that where you had a 4-conference playoff system where you got your champions with your number 1 seeds and they get the bye week and everybody else play each other. But I just think right now, if you're looking at the SWAC and the MEAC move down, it does us no justice to be able to do that. We stay where we at and hope that we can build those conferences up to join us. And I think that would be my goal. Instead of us going backwards, we all can go forward because us going backwards collectively is not going to help us.
I think it's just harder. I think it's more extensive and it puts a bigger strain. If the fees of the NCAA weren't imposed the way they were, I would agree with you to just have everybody move up. But you're asking them to pay a balloon payment and then still survive off the extra scholarships, off the extra funding and things like that. I just think it's a lot to put on those programs to try to make that jump forward.
You don't want me to go in the club because you can't afford to go in the club?
No, it's not about anybody going in the club. You know what I'm saying? I've heard people say super conference, right? So I just took the word super conference and add mega in front of it. I was like, hey, let's do in the black zone. Let's try a mega conference.
Oh, my bad. I forgot where I was at. Hell yeah. We can all come together collectively And we can make this shit happen. You know what I'm saying? We can have our own basketball playoffs, right? We can have our own baseball playoffs, right? We can do a football playoff together, right? We can kumbaya, we can grill, we can fry it up, we can do it all together collectively and build our own black brand, right?
Black
We
Zone.
be our own with our own people, right? I'm with that. But they said if was a fifth, in reality, we can't do that, man. We can't do that. I'm not moving backwards now. I ain't going back, and I can't do that. You want me to leave my house to go back to an apartment? Nah, I can't do that.
And you want people who live in an apartment to put 20% down on the house? They ain't got it.
My job is to help elevate you, brother. I don't want you always in that apartment forever, man. I'm showing you, hey, I got a house, man. You can get you one too. It's gonna take some hard work, right? Anybody who pull you up say hard work, right? Hard work to pay off. That's the only way I look at it. Ain't nobody getting drafted. They for sure not then.
A Division II guy got drafted last year.
Yeah. But if you force us all to do all this together, I think it's gonna make it harder for us to get talent. I think it will make it harder for us to get talent. If everybody moved down to Division II across the board, I think it makes it harder for us to get talent.
There's enough people to play. Everybody can't get everybody. That just is what it is. Everybody can't.
I forgot it's the black zone. You right, brother. My bad. I've been drinking that white man Kool-Aid, and sometimes I be forgetting. And you right. Black is right. We can get everybody. All we gotta do is get everybody to believe, right?
I'm just saying, there's too many kids out in the world that you ain't gonna get nobody.
No, I don't think you're gonna get nobody, Scotty.
You get somebody.
Yeah.
Well, you listen. That was the Black Zone.
I'm sorry I didn't catch on to that like that. I should have been all the way. You right.
Next time on the Black Zone. Call lines are open. 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. Call lines are open. Talk about anything within the show and things like that. Let me ask you this, Perry. Now, I want to get back on the playoff discussion and moving forward. Why won't Southern fans accept? Like, okay, I'm gonna give you two scenarios, right? I'm gonna give you a scenario where they get rid of the SWAC championship and they do the playoffs, and then I'm gonna give you a scenario where they win a SWAC championship and they want to move the Bayou Classic. But in the first one, I'm gonna talk about moving the Bayou Classic. Why won't people decide to move? Because somebody texted me on my show last time and said Eddie Robinson had it moved back so his players could go into the FCS playoffs, so they could show their talent to the NFL. So if my thing is this, if ESPN and some sponsors came to the SWAC, came to the MEAC and said, hey, we want to do a playoff series after the SWAC championship, why won't Southern fans be happy about moving the Bayou Classic?
You're not gonna like it, but it's just simple tradition. That's the one thing everybody don't want to hear, but I mean, it ain't no other way about it. It's Thanksgiving weekend. Grambling and Southern is more than a football game. It is more than a rivalry. It's really cousins. It's family. And when you get people together for Thanksgiving, where Thursday, no matter where you at in the state of Louisiana or the surrounding areas, you're going to have family that's cousins, that's Grambling, that's Southern, that's in town, and everybody's going to go down to New Orleans on that Friday. It is the overall idea that it is family time. And for years and generations, families have gotten together for 50 years on Thanksgiving, whether they do it at home and everybody drives down Friday or everybody goes to New Orleans. It is just a idea of family time. And that's why it goes deeper than just a football game. A lot of those games are just football games. But when you talk about Southern and Grambling, it's a house divided. where families run deep. Remember, Southern built the black middle class in the state of Louisiana. So there's prominence when it comes to that. And Grambling was built right there doing the same thing to help give people opportunities. And so when you look at New Orleans Thanksgiving weekend, it's hard to turn down being able to get family together and enjoy family together to be able to have a house divided. I think that's what makes it so hard for people to want to give that up, because it just seems to be a perfect fit for two fan bases that know each other all too well.
Is there a check big enough, do you think? Honestly, do you think there's a number that if somebody
It's always a number, yeah. I think there's always a number, but I think at the same time, when it comes to your fan bases, when you come to the interest, New Orleans, okay, is what many people consider Louisiana is the pinnacle of Louisiana. So to be able to take that and go down to New Orleans and have that opportunity, I just think they will probably reject that check. The fan base is going to say, we love our family reunion too much. And that's simply what it is. It's a family reunion that nobody's willing to give up.
So let me, I just want to get this straight. I just somebody got to make this sense to me. So for institutions that say they want funding, they want money, that if somebody came with a big enough check that you would say no just because of the tradition of going to a game.
You just left me at the black zone, so I'm back in the black zone without it being the black zone. And I'm letting you know the idea of what it is when you talk about a family reunion. It's not a game. The rest of those classics are kind of like just, it's about the game. But this is a true family reunion. It's hard to get family sometimes to realize to do something that you've been doing for 50 years. You know, and that's just that's the honest truth. Now, I'm not saying I'm speaking for everybody, but I'm giving you, I think, a consensus of what a lot of people will feel if you say we're going to move this game the week before. It's not the same vibe as though when you got it Thanksgiving and people love to cook in Louisiana, right? People love to have a good time. So when you get an opportunity to cook, have a good time, throw in some bands and a football team, people have known to grow their entire family surrounding this game. This game is motivated. This game is the reason I even came to Southern. You know, this game was huge and influential on my life, going down to New Orleans and being able to be in the atmosphere and the culture when I went to my first Bayou Classic. So I just think it's the overall experience, and families traditionally, not just a football game, but families being raised around this football game and this game being influential in terms of educational opportunities is just nothing like Thanksgiving with Southern and Grambling. I just think that's hard to turn that off from people after 50 years.
I think I want to bring up a couple comments, and I'm going to go to Mr. Campbell. He's on the call lines. Jamon says it's not about the game from the party. New Orleans makes $50 million. First of all, Jamon, your mindset is just wrong. If you care more about the city than your institution, there's a problem. Like if you care more about the city of New Orleans than your school getting a check personally, your priorities are jacked up off the rip. So we ain't even going to skip over that. And Perry and Will Davis says, Perry, you're saying fans won't show up if the game got moved?
Fans will show up. I mean, you're still talking about a huge game, but like I said, it's nothing like a rivalry on Thanksgiving weekend with two schools that's basically like a family reunion that are super close-knit. People think Southern and Grambling hate each other. They don't. Southern and Jackson State hate each other. Southern and Grambling is just simply a house divided. Cousins, aunties, uncles, mamas, dads. That's just simply a house divided. People are going to show up, but once again, it's nothing like being able to have that family reunion during a time where you're going to get together anyway. It's Thanksgiving. And if you do it the week before and people going to come together next week anyway, coming to Louisiana, it just makes the perfect, as they say, gumbo for the opportunity for what it is. And it's been like that for 50 years. So you try changing 50 years of somebody's mind, and it's a shock. It doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. But right now, I just think nobody's willing to give up that family reunion, not the football game, but that family reunion, because everybody don't even go to the football game. There's hundreds of thousands of people still around in the area. It's bigger than the game. And so I just think it's hard to give that up when you have 50 years of just a tradition that has always been entrenched mostly into family and not a fan base.
All right, let me get to Mr. Campbell real quick, see what he has to say on this issue. What's up, Mr. Campbell?
Okay, this is crazy because I'm gonna give you a quick history. The Rose Bowl has been around 100 years. And when they had the playoffs and all the BCS, the Rose Bowl, oh no, we're never going to change. It's the Big Ten and the Pac-10. We're never going to change. ESPN dropped that check, and guess what? There was no more of that anymore. So don't tell me white folks that people can't be bought out. Because if they can change the Rose Bowl, they damn sure can change the Bayou Classic. Come on, man. Come on. How can you compare that? So you're not going to tell me that if they came to McClellan and say, yo, ESPN, we want to do this since we in Black World, Black Zone, this mythical HBCU playoff, and we going to give the SWAC $10 million. 10 each year. Man, that game would be moved up so quick and Perry wouldn't even know what the date would be. Perry would be the only one showing up Thanksgiving weekend. Come on, man. And I'm just saying that I got the proof because the Rose Bowl did it. And you're not going to tell me that the Bayou Classic has more tradition and prestige than the Rose Bowl.
I thought we talking about black folks. You can't compare the Bayou Classic to the Rose Bowl when you're talking about two set teams. There's no two set teams in the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl rotates
the conference. The Rose Bowl is the same argument. We are the Pac-10 and the Big Ten. It's the same argument.
No, it is not.
It's the same argument. Perry, how's it? Okay, let's go back to what your premise is. You said the game can't be moved because of tradition. That's what you said, right?
He asked me from a perspective of fans. He didn't ask me from a business perspective. You're speaking from the business perspective. He said, do you think the fans, how would you think that it would be received? I'm speaking from that. I'm not speaking. I don't know the business aspect, but then he asked, do you think there's a check big enough? I think it is, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to have to be a huge check to get everybody to understand that, all right, this is the greater good for both programs and both institutions. But like they say, all money ain't good money when it comes to something that you and your people been doing for so long. So I can't speak on comparing the Bayou Classic to the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl rotate teams every year. One year, the Rose Bowl may be the national championship. The next year is just two conference champions.
No. Before that, see, that's you proving my point. Before that, they were not even part of it. That's what I'm trying. For them to get on board, they had to bring the Rose Bowl along, and the Rose Bowl fought it forever. They were like, no, we don't want to be a part. That's why they held the playoff before, because the Rose Bowl didn't want to change tradition. That's a fact. So I'm just giving you the fact. So if you're gonna tell me that the Rose Bowl could do it,
I didn't say that.
And they got money.
I said nothing about the Rose Bowl. That's your argument. That's your argument. I said I'm talking about the Bayou Classic. You keep saying the Rose Bowl and incorporate my name with the Rose Bowl. I have nothing to do with the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl means nothing to this conversation.
It's not fair. My point of it is I'm giving you an example of something that was tradition laden, that had a long tradition, that when money came knocking at the door, all of a sudden that tradition went out the window. That's what my point was. That's the only reason why.
Rose Bowl still has Rose Bowl tradition regardless of what conferences.
It can't be when the Rose Bowl wasn't even that rigid. That's all I'm saying. That's my only point. That's my only point.
I think the Rose Bowl would be more of an argument if you're talking about the Celebration Bowl. The Rose Bowl, I can't compare to a classic of teams that have played on a date for 50 years at a specific location, where with the Rose Bowl, it doesn't have to be on a specific date. It's New Year's, right? But it's the conferences that you're speaking of the traditions that change. It ain't the Rose Bowl itself. Nobody's saying change the location of the Rose Bowl. Nobody's saying change the name of the Rose Bowl. The Rose Bowl is going to forever be the Rose Bowl as they foresee it, with a parade that goes along with it, in which our HBCUs go and participate in it. I can't compare the Rose Bowl to a HBCU Classic unless I'm talking about comparing it to the Celebration Bowl.
Oh, let me kind of throw it. So could you compare it to the Iron Bowl? Is that the same? Bayou Classic, Iron Bowl is not the same.
I look at the Iron Bowl as it's not consistently played at one place. The Iron Bowl used to be played in Legion Field years ago, right? But that was because when you look at the facilities, they looked at the Iron Bowl being an old stadium then. We still playing in still playing in the Legion Field today, because we're not going to sit there and call it like what you just said. It is a not good facility. They tried to give it to the SWAC for free and nobody would take it. So imagine what they looked at 30 years ago when they decided to say, hey, we can invest that money into our own campus. Now, we're not talking about moving the game to a campus between both schools. That's the only thing that happened with the Iron Bowl. Auburn and Alabama both said we can play this on our campus because when we look at Legion Field, that facility is not up to our standards, and that was 30 years ago. The New Orleans Superdome, the Season Superdome, just did a massive $1 million plus renovation. They consistently upgrading the facility. So no, I don't think you can make an argument with the Iron Bowl to the Bayou Classic.
So the only reason I can't make the similarity between the Iron Bowl and the Bayou Classic is because it's played home and home and not at a neutral location, in the same neutral location for 50 years.
You asking me to move the date of the Bayou Classic. You're not asking me in terms of the location. The Iron Bowl was not moved because of the date. The Iron Bowl was simply moved because of the facilities of the location.
What I'm saying, though, is that the Iron Bowl has been moved before, just like the Bayou Classic has been moved before. So all I'm saying is if it's been moved before, right, and I'm just saying an opportunity comes around for the SWAC and the MEAC to put on a playoff, why is it such a pause? Why is it such a hard pushback to move it again? That's all I'm saying. Hey, appreciate the call, Mr. Campbell.
It was moved, but it was still on the same day. Doesn't matter where the venue was, because remember, after Katrina, they moved the Bayou Classic to Houston. It was played in Reliance Stadium that year in 2005. Then they brought it back. But guess what? It was still Thanksgiving weekend. I think we're missing the point that it's still the weekend that I think for the fans, because of the proximity of the schools and the relationship between the families of both the schools, that's the hardest part that I think is going to be for fans to understand, that unless there's a huge enough money to where both schools say, hey, this is so beneficial to us, it's a game changer. It's a game changer when it comes to our programs, when it comes to our schools. But other than that, I think the fan base is going to say, unless it's a game changer, we're going to keep doing our own thing. It works best for us Thanksgiving weekend. We have a national stage. When College Game Day talking about games during Thanksgiving weekend, they bring up the Bayou Classic. They talk about Southern and Grambling. College Game Day has come down to the Bayou Classic before. It's just an idea of the opportunity of that time slot that you have to be prime, which is the same thing you saw with the Celebration Bowl, which I think should change, because what was the Celebrations Bowl whole thing? We're the first bowl that's going to be on TV. The Celebration Bowl ain't the first bowl anymore. So to me, it makes no sense to have to put yourself in that position, but that's an argument for a different day. But simply to this, I just think you're going to get the pushback because of that. When you look at, is the money big enough? And it has to be game-changing money that I think, in order to turn people's heads and really say, all right, if it's going to benefit the institutions greatly where it game changes, I'm with it. But if not, we're going to keep doing our family reunion the same way we've been doing it for 50 plus years.
All right, I'm going to go Varick, and then I'm going to go Rocky. Varick, coming to you.
Hello?
Yeah, you live.
Yeah, I was just going to give y'all a history lesson of why the Bayou Classic was moved. LSU and Tulane used to play on Thanksgiving weekend every other year until 1991, I think. So that's why the Bayou Classic was moved. And so the years LSU played Tulane in New Orleans, Southern and Grambling played the week before Thanksgiving. And the crowd wasn't even half of what it was like when it was on Thanksgiving weekend. So LSU and Tulane stopped playing. So the Bayou Classic got to lock that date in, and it wasn't even compared at all. That's all I want to say.
But Varick, let me ask you this, right? If they're paying you, if there's a number, I'm gonna just stick with $3 million, right? Let's just say $3 million.
They done made that before a piece before, so they ain't enough. So when State Farm was the title sponsor, they made $2.5-3 million.
Are they the title sponsors now?
No, but it's possible they could get back to that number.
Are you making?
So they're not gonna move it. It'll have to be $5-6 million a piece for them to move it.
That's listen, man. Like, you're saying we used to make that. You don't make that now.
But it's possible we can make it again.
But you haven't made it when's the last time they were the title sponsor?
It's been a while.
So you haven't made it for a while.
But now all of a sudden you can get them back though. We can get back there now though.
No, but I mean, they done came close to it, but they haven't. They haven't made their number, but I don't see us. It had to be a hell of a number, like $5-6 million a piece, bro. That's the only way I can see it. You just don't understand the tradition, bro. It's man, our fans will riot if you try to move their game. I'm telling you, you don't have no clue, bro.
All right.
And Scotty, I get it, bro. I get it. But it's like, to what extent am I willing to give up something to gain what? A FCS playoff berth?
No. You're doing it's not, it has nothing to do with the playoff berth.
Okay, why would I be willing to move a premier game in HBCU sports? Why would I be willing to move it? I'm asking you a real question.
If this is my thing, right? I feel like the move is for the greater good for everybody. Now, let me give you the scenario though. This scenario was if the SWAC championship stays. If they keep the SWAC championship, then you would have to move the Bayou Classic. If they say, you know what, we're not going to do a SWAC championship anymore, then the Bayou Classic stays, and then you just replace that. You get what I'm saying? The SWAC championship week will be the first week of the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? I'm just making sure we're on the same page. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. There's two scenarios. There's a scenario where the SWAC keeps the SWAC championship game, and they have to move the playoff game. Why? Is because I got to move the SWAC championship back a week to give the space to let the playoffs breathe. You get what I'm saying?
So all of this is FCS playoff related, is what I'm asking.
It's the playoff for the Celebration Bowl.
Yeah, no.
Because to me, it's like this. We know you guys don't like competition, right? We already get all that. You don't like it. We get all that, right? So you don't want to play in the FC. I get all that. My thing is this. If you build your own playoff system within the Celebration Bowl, to me, it's like, yo, there's a greater good. Like I said, it all comes down to the money. If you get two other bowl games in between before you get to the Celebration Bowl, right? So let's say they bump the Celebration Bowl up to $4 million. The two other bowl games are $2 million. And then Southern and Grambling are getting paid $3 million just to move the game. Like, it don't even matter if you go to the playoffs or not. You're getting paid $3 million just to move it for a 3-year tryout or for a 4-year tryout, right? Like for a 3 or 4 year contract.
I would be cool with that if it goes back to the previous when you was talking about the super mega conference. And this is why I'm speaking of seeing the CIAA and the SIAC moving up. For me, I can take that conversation serious because I will be dealing with 4 conferences instead of 2. A playoff with two conferences with one of the conferences only has 6 teams. So then does it turn into like what you start to see with the SEC getting more teams into the playoffs, then you start to see the other conferences getting in. So then you're going to be starting to see more of the same shit from the regular season of teams that already had opportunity to compete.
It will be a 4-team playoff, right?
Right.
Champion, and then runner-ups, right? So it would.
So then I might get a repeat of a game I just saw 2 weeks ago.
Nobody has a problem with that in the FBS. It happens all the time. Let's not play this game, Perry.
I'm not playing this game, but no, FBS and SWAC and MEAC is not the same.
It does. Listen, a football, you never know what can happen in a football game.
I get that. I love football. I get that totally. But you just did a whole 9-game, 8-game conference schedule in the SWAC, right? The MEAC literally just started their conference games Halloween, so you just saw everybody do what they needed to do. It don't even take a conference championship to pick a MEAC champion, right? And you had 2 divisions in a SWAC conference literally pick a division champion and play for a championship. Why do we need to see a rematch possibly of 2 teams who just played 2 weeks before? It don't hold the same weight in the same water when you talk about just a HBCU playoff. Listen. This is what sends me off the ledge.
nobody would have a problem if Georgia and Alabama play for the SEC championship and then see them again in the national championship.
Georgia and Alabama, we talking about both that has millions of fans apiece across the nation.
Listen, I don't
with a value that is tremendously higher.
I do not care. I would have loved to see a rematch between FAMU and Jackson the year that they lost by 1 point. I would have tuned into that Celebration Bowl, and you'll be a liar to say if you wouldn't have.
I would have liked it, but we had a SWAC championship. They lost. Okay. The reason you get those games in that when you talk about Alabama and everything, it's called because of their strength of schedule. So that means it's the strength of football that's being played. You're speaking on the strength of a name that's being played, which is understandable. But you can't compare the strength of football schedules to the strength of names. Just because FAMU lost one conference game, but then you look at the other games that was on the schedule, did not because of the strength of schedule deem them then to have to be in that position. The FCS play, when you talk about FCS and FBS, there's a reason why you look at the college football playoffs and it goes off the strength of schedule when they have a playoff committee sit down and look at team by team, who has these records, who have they played, and how have they played against them.
I'll tell you this.
Because what happens when it's a year and it's not a team like FAMU and you literally got one dominant team in the East and one dominant team in the West. But you need more than two conferences for me to make this a reality. Two conferences, one with only 6 teams and the other with 12, just don't make sense.
So now you're going to add Division II and then think that's going to make it better?
I asked that Division II comes up. That's why I said, if you go back to listen to what I said, you wanted us to drop down. I said, I don't believe for us to drop down. I believe for them to get what they need to get done and work their way up and get to Division I. Now, if they get to Division I, the CIAA and the SIAC, I would begin to entertain this because now I have 4 conferences that I would like to see 4 champions play in the playoff. Everybody won their conference respectfully, right? So I'm watching 4 champions play each other. Then I think I would entertain that by moving the Bayou Classic. I'm not finna move the Bayou Classic off of this right here, this idea that we're giving. I would move the Bayou Classic if there was an opportunity for more than 2 conferences, and I'll take 4. This is not enough to move the needle when you talk about moving a classic.
Negative, man. The thing about it is, this is what pisses me off about this statement with the Dr. Marshall Freeman, the rematch of the SWAC championship. The only reason it was ass because the quarterback was ass. That's the only reason that game was ass.
So we're going to see teams possibly play 3 times in one season? FAMU played Jackson State in the beginning of the season, right? Then Jackson State probably played Southern, right? So Southern and Jackson State play again in the SWAC championship. Then you want the runner-ups to then get in the playoffs, then Southern and Jackson State playing for a 3rd time? That's the possibilities that can happen.
I don't have no issues with that. I really don't, because it happens. Listen. It happens in football all the time where teams have played on multiple occasions and things don't go the same way it went last time. That is football.
But that's must-see football.
So you're saying HBCU football is not must-see football?
Well, didn't we already have this discussion before?
It's just amazing to me.
Didn't we have this discussion of the reality before?
It just amazes me because on one end, I'm telling you that I think it's the best thing for it because I would have loved to see I would love to see a cross match rivalry between Delaware's Howard versus maybe Southern and Jackson versus or whoever, NCCU versus Southern, Jackson versus Howard, see how that works out, boom, and then you have the Celebration Bowl winners. But then, so now you're telling me your football is not worth watching. See,
I'm not just now saying this. I have said this over and over that it's a bubble. It's a bubble of people that are interested in this. Sometimes we take this bubble when we go to Chicago, we go to Indianapolis, we go to Detroit. Then you just say take this bubble and go over to California. People in California are going to watch Alabama and LSU play again because of the interest. People in California may not give a damn about the Celebration Bowl being on TV. We got to take that bubble and take it to them instead of them having to worry about it from where they're at. That's all I'm saying. There is an interest of a bubble of people that's in it. You wasn't even in this bubble 3 years ago, but now you're in this bubble, right? HBCU football been played. You didn't even give a damn about it. You don't like college football, but you damn so didn't give a damn about HBCU football. And now that you in here, you trying to understand how does this work?
I wasn't a fan of college football in general, but I love football. And I think if you have a right matchup, it can work. But it just seems like in HBCU spaces, like y'all just don't care about football enough. That's
I don't understand how you haven't accepted, like you keep arguing like every time, like it's new for you to hear it.
It really does. It really boggles my mind because I'm just like, yo, like this is asinine.
We just talked about on that last show sometime back when we talked about how come with all these great teams, right, and these conferences that are better than the SWAC, how come nobody has been able to dethrone the SWAC when you talk about attendance, right? But we got some great teams out there, right? Supposed to be interests of great football that these teams play each and every Saturday, right? But they just can't beat this conference that you think can't be good in football because we don't play those schools, right? We play the SIAC, we play the CIAA, right? We play each other. But these other conferences with these other schools simply can't dethrone us because they don't have what we have. We found our niche. They always say when you find your niche, you run with it. You found your niche with a show like this and you ran with it. Before then, what you doing NFL and you was doing some other stuff, but you found your niche and you ain't let it go. We have found our niche and we have not let it go. You're not gonna go back trying to cover no NFL and talk to people about the NFL each and every Sunday and every week. You found what worked for you. This what works.
Okay. Let me get to the caller because they've been on the line for a while. Cal, and then Rocky coming to you. What's up, Cal?
Hey, what's going on, fella? As far as money goes, it looks like in the last 5 years, both schools have not had a profit for 1 year. And that was 2021 for both schools. So the argument being, if someone dropped a bag in front of their face, would they take it? On the 1 year it was profitable in the last 5 years. Didn't count COVID because it's COVID.
Okay, hold on.
Every year, both schools had a.
Hold on, Cal. Hold on, real quick. What I'm telling you right now,
Okay.
what you're looking at, and what people say from Southern and Grambling, they're gonna say those are not the true financials of the Bayou Classic. That's what you're gonna hear. That's what you're gonna see all in the chat. As soon as you say what you just said, all in the chat's gonna simply say, "Yo, those aren't the true financials of the Bayou Classic." I'm just giving you the hands up, but go ahead.
Hey, well, listen, I'm not pulling nothing out the crack of my ass. I'm pulling some actual facts that both schools have not had a profit for 1 year. I mean, athletic budget total. So I'm just asking a question. I'm asking more paradox too. You're saying someone didn't come and drop a bag, they moved the game up 1 week, that y'all wouldn't do it. You telling me that? Both schools only have one profitable year in the last 5, not through COVID.
I didn't say that. I said there's always a check that's big enough. I just don't know what that number looks like. So I'm not going to put myself on the spot and say it has to be this number. I don't know what that number looks like in order to move the needle. But I think there is always money on the table, right? There's always money on the table that can get you to move. But I just don't think right now it makes no sense right now, unless it has to be something that's big, that's going to be game changing for both institutions.
Okay. Now there's something else I want to know. I didn't pull this one up, but what is the actual viewership of this game on NBC and the attendance?
What is he asking?
He said, "What's the actual viewership of the game outside the attendance?"
Google it. I don't have it in front of me. What you want me to look it up, Scotty? I would recommend that you Google it, and then you bring that argument to me, and then we can go from there. I know it should be in the millions.
Hey, Scott, I'm with you. The money, here I'm with you too. The money talk to make sense.
It says
I'm thinking right now, when I'm
720K. It says 720K or the views for the Bayou Classic.
That's near $1 million. That's pretty good considering HBCU football. That you have said HBCU football ain't that good compared to who we be playing, right? That's a pretty good audience based on national television of homes that you're getting into. That on Thanksgiving weekend, people are tuned in. Especially when you up against matchups of Alabama and Auburn that weekend, right? Michigan and Ohio State that weekend, right? There's some huge matchups that weekend that you up against. Yet you still able to keep your name right there with those big boys. They ain't talking about nobody else in the FCS that weekend.
Because everybody else is playing, is getting ready for the FCS playoffs.
The playoffs.
They still ain't talking about them. They not even talking about the FCS playoffs.
How would you know you in your bubble, right? You only worry about your bubble.
I watch football too.
I'm just saying.
The difference is what I'm telling you, because yes, I'm in an HBCU bubble because I love HBCUs, but I also know the world that's out there. I watch football. I'm a lover of the sport. I'm an official. I love football more than the swag, right? I like the Arkansas Razorbacks, so I pay a damn a lot of attention to SEC football, probably more than most people in the conference. We're in the SEC footprint. I live 10 minutes from LSU Tiger Stadium, right? I can't help but be right here in football. So I'm not oblivious to what's going on out there.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like y'all that dude that wants to go stunt more to take care of his responsibilities.
It's about money, man, at the end of the day. And when you talk about money and opportunities, yes, y'all giving hypotheticals of what we think could happen with the money. But like you said, Scotty, with the whole Jackson State, Florida A&M, and the Orange Blossom Classic, why won't you go for at least the guarantee that's there on the table until somebody else comes up with something that's different and actually present it to the schools? We can go hypothetical all day, but right now, what makes sense? National television viewing audience, a game that's a huge draw for the city of New Orleans, and it does wonders for both institutions when you talk about recruiting students, when you talk about the programs, and when you talk about bringing in money. Until somebody puts a dollar, until somebody says, then that's why I'm standing on what I am, because right now it means so much to have it for where it is now. Hypothetically, we can go all day. I can give you a million hypothetical scenarios of how it could go, but right now it matters more for us. And even the SWAC, because guess what? You're on national television and they talking about the SWAC. Whether those teams are playing or not, they bringing up Grambling Southern, Alabama State, Alabama A&M. They telling everybody about the SWAC championship, which is going to be played the next week. They giving you a broad, see, it's bigger than what you just think. It's more to it, and it's an opportunity. Do the two schools benefit? Yeah, they do. But at the same time, it helps the conference, whether you believe it or not. There's an audience paying attention to it.
All right, Cal, I got to let you go. The call lines are filling up. Appreciate the call, my boy. Rocky, coming to you. And then 8849.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Perry? What's up, Scotty?
What's going on?
I got a question. And maybe this is a peek into the municipality of SWAC fans or whatever. Would you sacrifice the Bayou Classic to raise the overall profile of FCS football and, more importantly, HBCU football?
I can't hear him. What did he say?
He said, would you sacrifice the Bayou Classic to raise the profile of the SWAC conference and FCS football?
Ask him to explain how that would work. Explain to me what that would look like if I was to say, all right, let's sacrifice the Bayou Classic to raise our profile in FCS football. Tell me how would that work, because I've seen the MEAC and I've seen the SWAC. I saw Florida A&M go participate in the FCS playoff. Nobody watched them play Southeastern except those of us that cared, right? But nobody cared about Southeastern. I watched North Carolina A&T when North Carolina Central went to the Celebration Bowl one year. North Carolina A&T, I think, went and played Richmond with Tyreek Cohen. Nobody cared, but everybody cared when they was in the Celebration Bowl. So give me to understand when we start to talk about the FCS playoffs, when we talk about money, viewership, and marketing, how it's beneficial to raise the SWAC marketing when the SWAC has already raised it for 30, 40 years in terms of attendance and viewership.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, and I'm just being realistic in this way, if you get a SWAC school, which is probably the most popular school in FCS, and you get them to the point to where they are competitive or at the top of FCS football competition. The problem with the SWAC and HBCU football is that they don't compete at a high level. So whereas FCS football is at a plateau right now, if you introduce the culture into the highest level of competition, you don't think that will bring eyeballs to the FCS and more importantly HBCU?
It's already been happening when we play them in the regular season.
No. Beg your pardon?
Say that again, Barry.
It's already happening when we play them in the regular season, and it's not bringing eyeballs. So what's going to be the difference in the playoff? The regular season showing you it's not going to matter in the playoff.
I guess you missed the point what I said.
No, I didn't.
Said compete at the highest level and be competitive. See, that's what the SWAC has not been. The SWAC is not being competitive at the highest level.
How can the SWAC give me an example of how the SWAC can compete at a high level? Help me understand what a high level and how they can compete against a North Dakota State, a South Dakota State. Help me understand how they can do it.
By recruiting at a high level, have high level coaching, and with a rabid fan base. They should be able to achieve at the highest level in FCS football. But that's never been the SWAC's, in my opinion, based on the history I've heard, it's never been the SWAC's priority to be one of the best schools in FCS. It's to be the best black school. And in some cases, people look at that as being the tallest midget. And so at the end of the day, you have to elevate your competition, right? If you truly want to be relevant in the annals of sport, right? What you guys are largely an exhibition league, right? That doesn't even compete at the highest levels at where you play.
So when you say us guys, what position are you speaking from? Who, on what behalf are you speaking on when you coming at us saying that you guys are this way? Who are you speaking on behalf of?
I'm speaking on behalf of the general football fan, the overall football fan, like the football fan. I ain't talking about the SWAC fan. I'm talking about these football fans.
So when you watch SWAC, when you go to a SWAC game, what are you going? Are you literally going to the game simply for the football? You don't care about nothing else.
That's the only reason I would go.
So is SWAC football good to you?
I'm a football fan. I'm a football fan first.
Is SWAC football good to you?
It is getting better. Each year it's gotten better each year that I've watched.
What was the last SWAC football game you went to?
What is the last one I went to?
That you attended. When was the last SWAC football game that you attended?
State Fair Classic.
Last year.
Yeah.
All right. So you talking to me as though obviously it has your attention, but you telling me we got to get better recruits. We got to get better.
No. What I said.
That's my point. It's the niche.
You change the conversation, Barry. What I'm saying is, would it be worth the sacrifice to give up the Value Classic to raise the profile of HBCU football and FCS football as a whole? I'm just saying, would it be worth it to you?
And when you say the profile, you're talking about competition, you're talking about marketing. To me, I don't feel like we're lowering our profile. I feel like the other conferences want our profile. Regardless if they win in a championship or not, they still can't match our profile is what I'm saying. I think we misconstrue when we say raise the profile.
Cut the bullshit, Perry. They was calling Jackson State Jacksonville State when they hired Dion. Cut the bullshit. You know it's only relevant within HBCU culture, bro. Come on now.
And that's my point. Is what I'm telling you, regardless of what they was
culture,
regardless of what they was calling them, they was still talking about them. They ain't talking about even those other teams that you trying to say we need to raise our profile against, right?
Of course. I heard about Youngstown State and North Dakota State and even Pittsburgh State because I'm a football fan and I know about these places and they're known for playing football.
When the last time you went to a FCS game that wasn't an HBCU?
Probably in 17 in Frisco, Sam Houston State.
Was they playing another FCS school?
Yes.
What do you think about that environment? Is that something you can see yourself going to every game?
I mean, it was about the football. It was for the national championship, bro. So
I'm just asking you, do you think is that something you can attend, whether it was for a national championship or if it was a regular game, Sam Houston versus Stephen F. Austin or Lamar or whoever the hell it is? Do you think that's something you will buy season tickets to and go to every game?
That environment, yes. That environment, yes. But not okay. This is what I'm saying, Perry. Do you think Sam Houston or North Dakota State playing at Jackson State in the biggest game in FCS wouldn't raise the profile of FCS football, or playing Southern or playing FAMU or Alcorn? You don't think that would raise the profile of FCS football?
I don't think you understand. I'm with you when I say I want our programs to get better when it gets with the talent. But let's remember what we're talking about here. Money. Don't get confused by what you see in the wins and losses to forget about the money that you generate. The money that we generate is why we've been able to maintain Division I status and do the things that we do to provide for those other sports, because for 40 years in attendance and classes, we've been able to go out and get money. We do that. There's no money in that. The football fan will be happy like you, but when it comes to the finances, when you pay your bills, do you go do what you love, or do you do what you have to?
What's the overall okay? I don't know what the Southern budget is, but I know the Bayou Classic can't be doing more than 10% of the overall budget of the athletic department. It can't be no more than that.
You have to land your plane because I got some other people on the call.
No. What I'm just saying is that's the problem I have. Is like the people in HBCU sports want the sports to be relevant. They want the sports to be top tier, but they won't engage on the competitive level to make sure that happens. They'll engage in all other aspects, the pageantry, the band, all those things. But when it comes to the competition, for whatever reason, they're reluctant to engage at that level. Man, I really love the conversation, man. Y'all keep up the good work, and I can continue to listen.
Appreciate it, Rock. I'm gonna just keep rolling. 88-49. Then Mr. Lawson coming to you.
Hello?
Yeah, turn your background down.
All
right, go ahead.
Yeah, man, I'm calling, man. I gotta defend PV, man. You get on here every day talking about PV, man. Every day. And I mean, you a Texas Southern fan. I'm telling you right now, we got the same amount as even more maybe fans in Texas Southern. I don't know why we get all this.
Y'all got better facilities, so there's no reason. Continue on though, sir.
I mean, they are in Houston though. They right smack dab in the middle of Houston. Our people got to drive out to Prairie View to get to the game, and that's not in Houston. Contrary to popular belief.
Listen, nobody told y'all to build y'all school out there. Y'all chose to do that. Ain't nobody. I don't want to.
School was built in 1876. Come on, man. Come on,
30 minutes off from Houston. That ain't my problem.
Listen, we disadvantaged. Everybody else is in the city. Where's Jackson State? And the blackest city in America. Where's Southern and Baton Rouge, FAMU and Tallahassee? We are in Prairie View, Texas. There is no population in Prairie View outside of the student body. There is nobody. And if you ever take a trip, I want you to realize this. There is nobody there. If our students don't go to the game, nobody there. A couple years ago, we played Mississippi Valley. It was 700 people at the game. It was Thanksgiving weekend. It was freezing cold and raining. Nobody's going to that game. It don't matter. I don't know what. It's just not gonna happen. Like, you're not gonna get those fans to get out there.
So you're telling me I'm right? You only got 20 people.
I'm just saying, we got more fans than Valley. Why you keep saying this about us? Like, we the only people that ain't got fans. Every chance Prairie View come up, you say 10 fans. Every opportunity.
All you're telling me right now is that I'm right, and that's all you're confirming me.
What I'm asking you, what do we do? What PV do to you? Why PV? Why every time PV come up, you got to say the next?
Well, one reason is because the PV fans they're annoying. And you know, the funny thing, listen, with Pothole State, they're annoying, but they support, right? Your fans are annoying, and they don't even come to the game. So I'm like, yo, why are you arguing with me? You don't even show up to the game unless it's a classic or
I show up to the game. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. But how are we annoying? Every time I get in a group chat or get ready to talk, we talk about how PV fans don't show up. Even
in conversation. You done talked about PV every day for a whole year. Nobody has said nothing. We don't even be paying attention. We don't even be entertaining. Like, we in a whole different league. We not worried about nobody else but Texas Southern and maybe Southern. Everybody else be in Grambling. Other than that, we don't care about none of the other schools. We don't get no conversation with y'all. We mind our own business.
Let me ask you a question, sir.
Let
me ask you a question, sir.
Ask the question.
Are you on Twitter? Are you on Twitter?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter.
Okay. Well, the PV mafia of 15 fans, they annoy me on Twitter. So that's why I have taken it. I have led this charge of the 15 to 20 fans that PV has to give them smoke every time I can. And I will. And when you guys actually show up to football games outside of your classic and homecoming, then you'll get some respect. Until then, I don't give a damn. Now, you coming here crying and complaining about, oh, we're so far, nothing's in Prairie View, Texas. Nobody told y'all to build y'all school out in Prairie View, Texas. That is your choice. Now you got to live with that. Nobody told you. You're PV. Nobody told you to drive out.
All right, let me say this. So your whole little take on our fans, it turns into negativity in different areas. I heard you one day, I watch you all the time, I'm a big fan. It's hard, but you said athletics was trash. And I said we done won the SWAC convention cup 2 of the last 3 years. We're winning. You can't say our program trash. We are winning championships. We are winning championships. 2021, we won 8 out of 18 SWAC championships. That's almost 50%.
You're right. That is.
Regardless of the attendance, we went. So don't say about the athletic program trash. That's not true, man.
It is.
That ain't.
Let me say this.
I can't.
Can I
can say I whatever. Can
I respond, sir? Sir, can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead.
The reason I said PV's athletic department is trash, you said you won 8 out of 18 championships?
Yeah.
That's what you said? Well,
2021.
There's probably like at least 10 Title IX reports going on right now. So in your athletic department. So let's not act like
got their problems. Huh? Everybody got their issues.
Now everybody got problems.
We clean it up. But I just want you to talk about that highlight the way you talk about the fact we ain't got no fans. That's it.
Sir.
We got the third biggest classic. We have the third biggest classic yearly.
Sir, listen to me.
I know what you're about to say.
The only way you can clean something up is if it was what? Trash. Exactly.
No. That gotta be trash.
You said that. You just said it. You said, yeah, I know we gotta clean it up. That means it was trash.
I can say we was trash. You said the athletic program. But what do you judge the athletic program off? Wins and losses.
Listen, first of all, nobody gives a damn about a Commissioner's Cup but PV. Okay, let's just be very clear about
that. That's fair. You only care about football. That's clear. Y'all only care about football. It's not the only conversation to be had in the SWAC.
Listen, if you and all 5 of your friends want to show up for soccer and badminton and volleyball, because you don't
basketball and track and field, don't act like it's
Point of order.
Go ahead, Barry.
I'm not going to let y'all do this up in here tonight. I'm getting my Eric Mays on. Point of order. We understand he's standing up for PV. Shout out to PV. I got one of my boys, Jeff McKissick, a graduate of PV. We're going to leave it at that. Scotty don't like PV. It's just simple as that. He's a Texas Southern fan. Why would he like PV?
Why would he not?
Give him the antibody, Scotty. Give him the antibody. I think you don't need to say anything else. That's why he don't like PV. It's simple as that.
You're right. I just have to say something, man.
Listen, I respect it. I respect it. You man, y'all 20, other than D be in the comments, he from Prairie View, but y'all 20 Bama's be hiding, but y'all be on Twitter hard though. Y'all be tweeting hard, but then when it comes to the show, then y'all go missing. You know what I'm saying? But I respect you because you called in. I really do. I always respect for people who call in. I really do. But
yeah, man.
Oh, Elvin being here too. He a PV guy. You know, that's another one.
Elvin being here.
Yeah.
I appreciate you trying to take up for us, man. I know you be trying, you know.
Yeah, my boy with the PV, man. We talk all the time. So, man, you know, it is what it is. I went to the championship when y'all was in the championship. I'm not even gonna lie. I was surprised, Scotty. I thought it was gonna be 10 people. It was more than 10 people. They really showed up. They had an alumni tailgate out in the parking lot. It was all right.
let me just say, I'm gonna say this one thing, and I'm done.
Somebody said the fan base is the point.
I'm gonna say this one thing, and I'm done. Nobody come like you. Nobody come to PV but TSU and Southern. Nobody bring fans. Or anybody talking about they been doing all the traveling, Jack? Nobody is. I promise you, I've been at the games. Ain't nobody come but PV and Southern. Them the only games we get up for because they're the only people that get up for us.
Listen, how
You want us to go to the game back out the stadium? Ain't nobody coming on the other side.
How can you complain?
We don't.
When y'all don't even show
care
up. Y'all don't
about
even
these
show up.
others. Go ahead.
You gonna get mad at schools that don't bring their fans when y'all Bama's don't even show up. How about if
I'm not mad. I'm telling you the fact. I'm telling you what it is. It's not a boring game. They ain't bringing their band. It's just us in the stadium yelling at each other. Like what?
It turned into a regular FCS game.
We win the game. We win the game. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about we got the longest winning streak in conference and second longest in all of FCS. We win the game. Now the thing is, y'all want to talk about the thing. Okay.
How is that possible when how is that possible when Valley beat you at home last year?
I'm telling you, look it up. I can send you the data. We have the second longest in conference win streak or winning season. Should I say?
Southern just hold on. Southern beat you last.
We don't lose games.
No, sir. Listen to me. Southern beat you last year in the brawl, correct? The brawl. You remember the brawl? That was last year.
I remember the brawl.
That's a lie.
I'm not saying home games. I'm saying in SWAC games. We don't lose in SWAC games. We might lose 2. We're gonna beat Texas 8 times in a row. We beat Grambling 5 times in a row. Alabama State 8 times in a row. Like we're gonna win those games.
Boy, you making some stuff up right now, boy. Your math ain't mathing.
What about making up? What about you can fact check it. That's what you don't know about PV. You just on here talking about the negative, carrying on lies. We are winning games. I can send you the information.
Dog.
That's right, bro. Stand up for your school, bro. That's right.
I'm gonna do it every time, man. I'm gonna do it every time.
This math ain't mathing. Y'all lost to Southern. Valley beat you at your home. How is it a consecutive anything? Like I'm confused. How do you have the longest anything?
Let me say it again. We have not had a losing record in the SWAC since I believe 2012.
So you're saying you've been like in the winning, so you've been like 6-5. That's what you're saying. Like you've been 6-5 and a better for the last 9 years? That's what you're saying, like 10 years?
Yes.
And how many championships have you had?
See, I mean, you like to go there. Only one person can win it.
Got him.
Come on, man.
And you ain't got no championships to show for it. Boy, you better get off my line. You ain't got no champion, but we got the Commissioner's Cup. Man, if you don't get them soccer trophies out of here, nobody care about them juggers. But we got the Commissioner's Cup.
I care about those soccer trophies.
I don't. I don't. Anyway, Mr. Lawson, we lost you. He got off the call line. But all right, listen. We about to close it out. Man, I didn't want to go 3 hours, but that was some long phone calls.
We had two.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's not bad. What you got, Perry? What you got coming up for the week?
Man, I'm chilling out. I got some games I got to do this week, man, and not much, man. I want everybody to follow my On the Yard Sports page. That's what I want to promote. Y'all go follow my On the Yard Sports YouTube channel and social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, On the Yard Sports. So got some stuff on there, some content of some old players from back in the day that you may have forgot or didn't know. Some games from back in the day that you may not have seen, and just dropped a SWAC football preview of all 12 teams, giving you a little insight of each one of those programs. So On the Yard Sports is on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So y'all help support your boy, and it's some of the work that I'm putting in out here to continue to push what we're doing at HBCUs, particularly at the SWAC.
Yeah, he pushing all the pageantry. Let me show the screen real quick. This is what it looks like, guys, On the Yard. So go over there, click on. You got some old school, got some previews, all that type of stuff.
If you love Perry, go over there, support, hit the subscribe button right now. It won't hurt
And
you.
it ain't all about Southern. I know everybody think I'm so Southern. I'm all Southern. It ain't all about Southern, man. I'm about the swag. I'm do all of it. I love my school respectfully, but at the same time, we got to work together. That's why we come on here and talk about everybody. And Scotty, stop. Let's not do this no more.
What?
Moving forward, acting like the pageantry is not our niche. As though that's not what people love.
I'm not saying.
And also, y'all go follow the Jaguar Journal. I do Southern stuff too. I know I talked about the swag, but the Jaguar Journal, that's on YouTube too. Go back and listen. Hey, I actually had the president of the school of Southern and the athletic director on Saturday's show, so that was really good to get a perspective.
Roman Bates on there lying. Nah, let me stop.
They really wasn't ready for, sometimes people be a little nervous to get, if I don't have everybody like, pre-made questions because they don't know how Perry gonna come. But I just want you to be real, and that's anybody that I talk to. Just be real about it. I'm not all that politically correct. Don't sit here and try to give me, whatever the best speech of your life. Just keep it 100 because I think that's what people in the world that we live in today, why they watch shows like this, people just want to hear a real perspective.
Facts, you know what I'm saying? And listen, guys, I want to give you guys a quick heads up. Coming up very soon, I will be moving some content over to the Niche Network, right? So you can go on your Apple, your Android, your Fire TV, go download the app, Niche Network. I definitely did not spell that right. I apologize. No, listen, I don't be.
You didn't go to an HBCU.
Yeah, I went to Cleveland. Don't come for me.
Come on over to the swag, baby. Come on over to the swag. Hey, we'll get your education.
So, Niche Network, you can go ahead and start downloading it because there will be content that you will not be able to find on YouTube. It will only be on Niche Network. I can't tell you what it is right now because it's still in the works right now. But trust me when I tell you, definitely going to go ahead and download the app, Niche Network. Go over there, do that for me, so you could already be in the know what's coming. All right, so that's Niche Network.
And I want to say this before I get out of here. I don't want people to think like I don't care about football in the same way with you, Scotty. I love football. Football is, man, I look forward to this time of year, right? I love everything about the play calling. Do I look at swag football all the time and be like, damn, I do. Would I like to see us elevate? I do. I've seen years when schools didn't even have campus stadiums where we had to play at other school stadiums, right? Around the city or wherever else, right? So I've seen the SWAC raise its elevation in terms of the schools, the facilities. We want better football, we do. But it ain't like we don't give a damn about football. We do. But there's a lot of things that's in position and roadblocks that we focus on and that we like to do when we talk about the atmosphere that people, whether we had the top football programs or not, if it wasn't the niche of the atmosphere around, it wouldn't be nothing. We can have the best football in the world, but it's our niche is who we are. That's what makes us special. That's what creates, when you said that black zone, that's who we are. We love everything about that. And that's what people tune into. That's what brought Scotty to us. That's what brought a lot of people in this and your comments to us that ultimately, yeah, it could have been Dion or whatever else, but then Dion opened their eyes to the pageantry. He showed you, I can go get the top recruiting class in the nation. But he wanted to bring them recruits to Jackson State to see what? The fans and the bands. The same way we do at Southern. The same way we do at most of our HBCUs when it comes to homecoming and the classics. It's our niche that makes us who we are. And there's nothing we can do about it to take it. And I don't care. You can you throw a lot of money out there. It needs to be a lot of money to make me walk away from my niche, right? The same way I think for you, Scotty, if somebody say, I want you to stop doing that show. Well, Scotty found his niche. The people of study coming in and they're listening. But for you to stop, it's going to take some money to have to be on the table to say, you know what? I'm going to give up what's mine, right? I'll give that up. So we have what's ours. It's a niche. You can compare it to FCS football all day, every day. Whether we play them or not, it's still our niche that creates the excitement. And people just understand that. It's the niche. It ain't necessarily the football. You're going to go watch the football whether they sorry as hell or not. Alabama State and Alabama A&M ain't won a SWAC championship since when? but they still putting 50,000, 60, 70,000 people into the Legion Field at the Magic City Classic.
COVID year.
You don't even like to give them that. But yeah, I was there. I actually went to that championship game. All right, so you're right. But still is what I'm saying. It matters. Jackson State didn't win a championship for years. When last time Tennessee State, and they in the FCS playoff, the FCS conference. They ain't even seen the playoffs. But when you look at the Southern Heritage, it's the niche, right? So that's all I'm saying. Just remember it's the niche, and we understand what you want in the competition. I want the competition too, trust me. But I just don't think it's worth giving up your own to be joining somebody else when you making money and they not. And that's all I'll say.
All right. And that was words from the wise Perry himself. And just to drop a little
Baby, who is Swipe? Breathe. I wake up.
Who is Swag? Oh, wrong side. Who is Swag? Perry Swag.
I am Swag, baby. I've been Swag. I know at least since 97 for sure. So I've been in this thing at least since 97. I remember when UAPB wasn't even in the SWAC. And I was going to them NAIA games where they was playing SWAC schools. And then I went to my Bayou class, and I've been doing it ever since. So I'm SWAC, baby. The rest of y'all, some of y'all may have watched your first SWAC game or just showed up, but I've been doing this. So don't come on here trying to get on my ass, Rocky, and you going to Sam Houston State. Go get season tickets at Sam Houston State since they playing such great football then, all right? I'm just messing with you, Rocky. Go get them season tickets in since they so damn good.
Oh, man. Hey, man, listen, that's been out. Let me get two for Sam Houston.
Yeah, it'll be your ass and them Prairie View fans in there, right? That's it. That's why he's saying nobody coming to him. That's a typical FCS game, is what he describing. Yeah. And that's my point exactly. If you don't have that niche of the atmosphere that creates it with the bands and the fans, that's just who we are. At a SWAC game, they say, hey, is the other team, is the band coming? That matters when you talk about the ticket sales. Whether you like it or not, is the band coming, damn it. We know the football team going to show up, but where the band at? That's just who we are, and that's what we love about it. And that's why you love Southern bands so much, right?
No, they good. No, Southern band good.
There you go.
I just wish PV's band would get more than 20 people out there. Anyway, I wish PV's band to get more than 20 people out there. It'd be real. They playing in front of 30 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway, I don't even know what they think. Anyway, I'm about to get up out of here. Let me stop. All right, guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in. Listen, until next time. Hey, Wednesday, Paho State is back on the market. My boy Mike in the building. The Breakdown live Wednesday. You already know what it is.
I don't even know why you still doing that show. They ain't got no excitement to them no more. It was cool when it was up, but they ain't up no more. You might as well get Mr. Campbell and do a FAMU show or something, man. Ain't no point of having them folks on here no more. All that, David Ruffin is gone. They just the Temptations now. And let's see how that worked, right? David Ruffin out of there. So he can try to keep that hype up as long as he can, but if them first 3 games in the season don't work out, it's out of there. It's done. That's my little spiel on that.
Oh, man. All right. So
I'm sorry.
Because David is showing up.
He out of there. They can go like what the 5 Heartbeats. They went and tried to get Flash and everything. It ain't the same.
Hey.
Flash had niggas already in the group out doing him. You remember when he got down and he was singing to a girl that left her the boyfriend got up?
Yeah.
You seen the 5 Heartbeats? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I just want to make sure now.
Yeah. I see the 5 Heartbeats. Hey. I wish.
Yeah. They best days behind them. Simple as that. So Mike Reed, you're going to have to carry the torch and show some love to damn Mississippi Valley, because at least I give UAPB some love. That's a damn shame what he be doing to them folks in Ittabina.
Boy, he don't show them double major.
He graduated from there.
Graduated.
So did he graduate from Jackson State?
He got his graduate degree.
And won't even show love to his undergrad. Some fan he is. Some supporter he is.
Well, I be saying that too, but he over. I be like, Mike, you ain't gonna wear no green. You ain't gonna wear nothing. Nah, Scotty, you know. I be like, boy, you. Really
Well, he'll be straight because shit. Valley and Jackson will be back in about the same boat here soon. So then I guess he'll be able to say I like both of them now. So he riding off a high. I understand it. When the going is good, it's good, right?
When the going get tough though,
We'll see where his ass at.
Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Be over there cheering for Alcorn, watching. Talking about I love Southern Miss, Scotty. Give me a 50-piece Sanders wings or Southern Miss, Scotty. I told you, Scotty. My bad. Mike Reed ain't here to defend himself, so I'm gonna get off of him. I shall see you here soon in the future, Mike Reed. You and I have a destiny. Sacred destiny.
Oh man.
I'm glad to.
Woo! Boy, that was funny.
No.
That was
all right. I'm gonna let you get us out. I keep stalling us out, Debo. My bad.
Oh, that was funny.
My bad.
Oh God, that was funny. Listen. Listen, Perry. I know. Listen.
I'm good. Let's roll.
You know, I ain't got no problem with me. I said if they go 0-3, the first episode of Ken and Zoe that week.
So let me tell you something.
This
past weekend, I jumped in on them, right? I got in the comments. Oh man, they didn't like it because I asked the question, why do y'all feel like it's just y'all and then it's everybody else? Then they started saying, well, this is a JSU space. And they started saying I was trolling. And then I said, I sure did see you watching Southern's band at the Senior Bowl recording it. And then I said, all right, I got a wager for him, right? This is the kid. And I'm saying it here on this show. I got a wager for him. And I put it in the comment section. He saw it and laughed, and he hurried up and went on about it, talking about soccer, right? If JSU beat Southern, I'll do a show with a Jackson State shirt on.
Whoa! I feel like
JSU beat Southern, I'll do a shirt with a JSU shirt. But if Southern beats JSU, he got to go on their podcast with a SU shirt on. Ain't that a good bet? Hey.
About as friendly as you can get it right there.
Hey, I ain't scared to throw hands. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know, shit. Come my way. If I lose the bet, I lose the bet. But he got to wear a Southern shirt. Mike Reed, I'll take the same bet with Mike Reed.
Wow, man.
And for you too, when Southern and Texas Southern play.
Oh, that's you might as well get your Andrew.
I'm just saying, let's go put it out there.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, lock me in.
You don't have a problem. You got on fam. You will wear anybody shit. You okay with it? Yeah, you good now, man. I don't want nothing dealing with you. You like that dude? You ever saw Drumline and he was talking about for the past 3 years, Morris Brown been taxing that ass. He said, man, I thought you was driving for us. He said, I'm freelance, baby.
Oh yeah, the bus driver. Yeah.
You the freelance. Yeah.
Hold up.
What you finna do? Damn, he got a secret door. What you finna do? What is that? Oh, Andrew Body?
I got the merch for you if you need it. I'll send it to you. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. It says Andrew Body. I love it. It don't say Texas Southern, though.
We know what school he repping.
I know he repping himself.
Oh, well.
That's his money. That's his brand. That ain't got nothing to do with Texas Southern and nothing they got going on.
Yep.
But I love it, though. Shout out to Andrew Body, man. But I'm just saying to Mike Reed and Ken Clark, I'm saying it here. Somebody gonna send this to Ken. I know they are. You know they listening. I know y'all listening. Tell them, accept the challenge. Accept the challenge. I'll wear a Jackson State shirt. I ain't scared.
I like that.
Y'all wear a Southern shirt. Let's see how real y'all are. Come on. I ain't scared. Let's do it.
That's facts. I think the only thing I wouldn't wear is a PV shirt. I don't own no PV merch.
If PV beat Texas Southern, you gotta wear a PV shirt. Since you got Andrew Body, guys, hey, you got Andrew Body.
I ain't got
Andrew Body. You yelling out, you bringing out his apparel. You yelling out his name. If PV beat Texas Southern, you gotta wear some purple and gold.
Can't do it.
That's a damn shame, Scotty.
Can't do it.
Why you can't? That's part of how it go. That's what make it fun.
I can't do it.
Oh. If PV beat Texas Southern, you can't put on a PV shirt. Now you can make fan number 11. You can't be fan number 11.
I can't do it. I don't own no.
They'll send it to you.
KJ, look at Coach KJ say he said let's make that bet. I can't.
That's the quarterback KJ Black?
Yeah.
I did a highlight video of him. KJ Black was cold. That's a slept on legend in the SWAC.
When you only got 20 people to talk about him,
you can be 21. KJ sent him a shirt. Yeah, you a legend. If you call PV, you can just say this KJ Black. I need a shirt. What size you need, Scotty?
Extra large.
Send him a shirt, KJ. He missing PV. That's what he need to rep it. If PV beat Texas Southern, you need to put on a PV shirt. Jump in it. Come on, don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Let me think about it till next Monday.
You got to think about it.
And I'll get back with you on next Monday.
Sound a little scary, man. You sound a little scary.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
You don't sound like you so confident in Texas Southern beating Prairie View. I'd take that if I was you. If it's everybody, I'd take that.
He's 0-2. Oh no, he 0-1 because he didn't start the last one. So, but
take that. Come on, take it here right now with me live. Take it.
I said Monday. I'll think about it. I'm gonna talk to Key. I'm gonna ask her what God say.
Key, tell him to take the bet. That's what's gonna make it entertaining. Oh, that's gonna make it entertaining. You think people not gonna tune in Monday with me and you sitting there with your sad face, rocking that purple and gold? Oh, that's gonna be beautiful. Oh, that'll be beautiful. Key. Get on the line.
Yeah, you know it's bad. You gotta call your wife in your own house.
I think that'll be beautiful. And that guy that called about PV, he would love it. Oh, you'll make his day.
Oh, here she go. There she go. He'll take that bet. I'll purchase it. Okay, so I guess I got the bet is on. The bet is on. The bet has officially been made.
Let's make it official here.
So that means KJ. Listen, KJ. That means if Texas Southern wins, I need a picture because he in LA. I need a picture with you in a Texas Southern shirt.
Oh, so this is a you and KJ Black thing.
You ain't.
I'm just seeing who you up against. Like KJ got to wear Texas Southern.
Yeah.
Ooh, KJ, where you at?
Yeah.
Speak up. The man and his wife have accepted it. Where are you? Damn, that's gonna be tough for. That's gonna be tough. KJ, are you taking that?
Here you go.
What'd he say?
Yeah, I need that.
Yo!
Yeah, I need that.
We started some shit tonight. I like that. Let's go.
Need that.
KJ Black, let's go.
Yeah, I like that.
All right.
And tag
when he posted, you bring it to this show.
Yeah. And tag me. Hey,
and he got to yell, everybody. He got to.
What's up?
Damn, Scotty. You messed up. You know that, right?
What do you mean?
You messed up, dog.
What you talking about?
I'm telling you, you messed up. You made that bet with KJ Black. You messed up.
How I messed up?
Who won the last few?
Listen.
Oh, that's your boy from PV?
No. This is Coach Green from.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, like Coach KJ, he good. They didn't won for like the last 10, 11 years. So he playing with house money. Money.
I thought Andrew Body and them in Texas Southern supposed to be playing for the old SWAC championship, So
hey,
it start week 1.
Hey.
So when Andrew wins, When Andrew wins, it's gonna change. Boy, it's gonna set the SWAC ablaze.
All I know is the last time you made this type of bet, you sounded real sad on your show.
Ooh. What you talking about? You talking about the Alabama A&M Jake?
Yeah.
That was a little bit more extra than this one. That was I was really like I was.
No.
The A&M one was really.
Yeah,
I was on 10. I was on 10 on the A&M one. Yeah, I was on 10. I had a whole.
Yeah,
video.
you was.
I had a whole video for it. It was a lot. It was a lot. I'm not doing that. I'm not. Yeah. So,
So,
man, you taking too long.
He relishing in the moment. He can't believe you took that.
I'm gonna take it. All right, I'm gonna take it. I'm riding with I'm riding with Texas Southern. Yeah, I need all that, coach. I need all that.
Mike Reed at? Call in, Mike Reed. I need you to take this bet tonight. Before I go to bed, I need to be able to sleep sound to say, you know what? He willing to do it. Where Mike Reed at?
Oh, I'm texting him right now.
I'm calling him out. Where your hands at, Mike Reed?
Yeah, I'm texting him right now. So I need. Yeah, I'm not taking no bets against A&M no more. I'm not doing none of that. They can't.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that no more. No, it ain't enough talent in the world to make me make a bet with A&M again.
What Mike Reed at, man?
I got him.
I'm calling his name in the streets. You ever seen The Wire when Omar was out looking for Marlo? Tell him he ain't man enough to come down here in these streets. A lot of people ain't never seen The Wire. They don't know what I'm talking about.
Let me see if hopefully he responds.
Probably sleep.
I'm calling him right now.
Mm-hmm. Come on. Shout out to KJ Black. I like that one.
Yeah. Shout out to KJ.
I like that bet right there. That's a good bet you got going on with KJ. That really is.
Mike. Oh, nah, it's phone dead, so he ain't right gonna call in no time to. He'll probably respond to you on Wednesday. He'll respond to you on Wednesday.
Ken Clark, I got something real for your ass in these hands, nigga.
So Mike. Oh, here you go, right here. What's up, Mike?
Now, Candyman don't bother nobody.
Mike Reed. 3 times, baby. Are you there?
Candyman don't bother nobody till you mention his name.
Yeah, I want to make it. I want to get it going. The season about to start. I think it's about time for some old school classic shit talking. And nobody better than a nigga named Mike Reed from Mississippi.
So,
yeah, I love that. Come on, Mike.
So what we going in year 2 of Dooley not knowing shit?
That's the best you got. Are you accepting this bet, Mike? You heard it. If Jackson State win, I wear a JSU shirt. If Southern win, you do your show with a Southern shirt on. Are you accepting it? Simple as that.
I will accept it. If
it's
you
quiet in this motherfucker. He don't want it.
Yeah, that's the bet. The bet is if Southern beats Jackson, you got to wear a Southern shirt. If Jackson beats Southern, he has to wear a Jackson shirt. But I want to take it a step further. Whoever said loser has to go on both shows. So Mike, that means if he wins, you got to come on the Monday show with that Southern shirt, and you got to come on your breakdown show on Wednesday. And then if Perry loses, he got to come on Jackson on Monday, and he got to show up on Wednesday.
What's down?
I accept.
He said he accept.
I don't know. He was stuttering. It sounded like he was a little scared to accept.
I accept. I accept. I'm not worried about it.
All right. You want to make any bets with Valley?
That's a damn shame you won't even rep your people.
Hey, you not making a UAPB bet?
Oh,
Hey, I rap UAP. I came on here every time. I give love to UAP.
Hey.
do they play this year?
Hey,
Do they play this year?
Do who play?
UAPB and Valley.
Yeah, it's for Valley Homecoming.
Ooh, run it back! Run it back!
How we? I don't. He
That-
don't even have no Valley shit. So
That
what
is
I look like wearing some
got
Valley shit. So if we did it both ways, but we can do it. You'll wear UAPB
we
shirt.
can do it no way.
All
We
right,
can
let's
do
do
it
it
both
then.
ways.
If Valley beat UAPB, if Valley beat UAPB, I'll wear a Valley shirt. If UAPB
We can
beat
do it.
Valley, you gotta wear a UAPB
I'll
shirt.
wear a UAPB shirt. We can do it.
I
Don't
love
be lying to me, Mike.
I love it.
You like that?
Hey, I'm a man of my word now.
Don't be lying to me.
Hey, X got it. I'm a man of my word.
Oh, I'm loving this bet. Oh,
We got two bets going.
yeah. I'm going.
Southern and Jackson
Yeah.
and UAPB and Valley. Our primaries versus our secondaries.
I love it. I love it.
You like that? Yeah. Unfortunately, our secondaries both in the same boat. That's what's gonna make it so much more beautiful.
I swear, I'm gonna be so tuned into that game. You don't even understand.
We just made it worth something.
I'll be so locked into
Hey,
that.
it's Valley Homecoming, Mike. Will you even be there?
Put it like this, I will be in the state of Mississippi.
You want to be at the Valley? Is that what they call the Valley?
Yeah, it's called the Valley.
Crazy enough, my aunt graduated from Mississippi Valley. I have an aunt graduated from Valley, so I got some ties to the
Shout out
Valley.
to Auntie.
Huh?
Shout out to Auntie.
Yeah, shout out. So I can find a Valley shirt if need be. But let's go Southern and UAPB, baby. I need y'all this year. Let's go. Hey, let's go Southern UAPB. That's what I need. Good luck to you, brother.
Let me see. I'm trying to see when y'all play. What day is that?
October 14th.
It's homecoming, so now I feel it. It's starting to feel like a game now.
October 14th.
Woo! The Golden Lions versus the Delta Devils.
See, the funny thing is, Perry gonna be at Southern's homecoming, and I'm gonna be keeping tabs because that game gonna be trash. So I'm gonna be keeping tabs on that UAPB versus Valley. I'm like,
Hey, I can't wait until it's like the second quarter, and they like from Itabena, Mississippi Valley 0, Arkansas Pine Bluff 27, and the whole thing be like, woo! You know how it be when they get you them scores? Everybody be like, damn, what's happening up there in Itabena right now? Dang, woo!
Got it. Pine Bluff may not win a SWAC game this year.
oh, that's fair.
Valley may not win a SWAC game either.
That's funny. That is funny.
Am I finally getting him to rep Valley a little bit? I'm
Just a little
pulling
bit.
it out of him.
Just a little bit.
He still ain't fully did it because all he doing is talking about what Pine Bluff can't do. I ain't heard him say how many games Valley could win.
Valley will win. Valley will win.
I know. I want to double it up. Let's double it up.
Valley will win 3 or 4 games this year.
No, I want to double it up. Double the bet up of who wins the most games between UAPB and Valley.
We got to cross that road when we get there.
Double it.
Right now, we got to keep it simple when it comes in.
Valley.
We at least got people now talking about when that UAPB Valley game is.
Yeah.
We got to start somewhere.
We just boosted the rating.
Yeah, facts. You damn Skippy, because I'm gonna be watching that on YouTube. I'm gonna be watching that game strictly on YouTube.
I can't wait till the announcer come on the stadium and come and give me that update.
That's gonna be funny.
Be looking for Mike's Reed ass. Yeah. Mike Reed, do you even own a Valley shirt?
You got a polo. I see this polo.
Yes, I do.
Do you wear it?
And I got the Met the Valley shoes.
He do got Valley shoes.
Valley shoes.
Yeah, he got Valley shoes. And they J's too.
They green?
Green and white.
Well, all right. Whatever. I like to see you wear your Valley shirt one day.
Oh man, this is gonna be great.
I'm ready for it, Scotty. You feel it?
Man, this
We
is
got you and KJ. Anybody else out here want to take some bet? Anybody else? What's up? Anybody else? I'm with the shit.
It's gonna be a long season for you, Perry White.
Huh?
It's gonna be a long season for you.
why it's gonna be.
You got all these bets that you taking in place, and once again, Dooley gonna let you down.
Do you got Ken Clark number? Do you got the leader's number?
I ain't got his number. I can get in contact with you. You want to bet him too?
I want him on the phone right now.
Let me see. Hold on. He might be live himself. Let me see.
Hey, I want him to take this bet for everybody to hear.
Everybody looking for him.
If you want to amp it up, off script, Scotty, I can amp it up.
What?
I want to throw fuel on the fire, baby.
Listen, I love a good.
You feeling pretty confident in
I love a good bonfire.
Hey, I want to throw fuel to the fire. I thought Captain Smoke was in here. Sergeant Smoke, Captain Petty. Excuse me. Hey, correct me. I'm just an officer. Okay, I'm just an officer.
Yeah, they say he lied.
You ate your Wheaties today, huh?
Huh?
He said you ate your Wheaties today.
No, I ain't no Wheaties, man. Y'all know how I'm coming. It's football season. Ain't this what it is? This the energy you're supposed to have. I don't know why y'all so soft and late. This what it's that time.
The energy won't be the same in November.
Huh?
Energy will not be the same come November.
Yeah, we'll see where you at.
Mr. Campbell said he'll broker that bet for you.
In Atlanta?
Oh, Mike, you ain't about to be in no Atlanta, boy.
Come on, Mike. Now, what we want to talk money now? Now we going beyond the shirts. I'll put some money. Hey, what's up? Now you want to go? You want to talk money now? And we talk money now. That's what you want to do. You want to put some money up that y'all going to Atlanta? Bet me all your DJ equipment that y'all going to Atlanta.
Well, hey, Perry, what you say? We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Oh, he don't want to do that, Scotty. He don't want to bet me all his DJ equipment. Maybe last year he would have did it, but he don't want to do it this year.
Quit.
Bet me all your DJ equipment that y'all going to Atlanta. I'll take that. I'll be a new DJ around here. Come on. At the tailgate. Bet me the DJ equipment. He don't want to do it. It's okay. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. I'm just glad we got you on the phone, Mike Reed. We got that bet. Scotty got his bet with KJ Black. Scotty, you got a big bet with KJ. KJ is a legend.
Yeah.
And you got a legend to agree who won a SWAC championship at Prairie View.
Yeah. He gonna come down. He gonna understand what that Andrew Buddy. He gonna understand what it means.
Can Andrew Body be as cold as KJ Black?
Cold.
KJ Black won a SWAC championship at Prairie View.
Cold.
Oh, okay.
See, let me tell you. Hey, appreciate the call though, Mike. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, bye, Mike.
Let me tell you how cold my boy Andrew. First of all, he ain't even got the facilities as Prairie View, right?
Oh, okay.
Second of all, when Andrew was born, his dad lifted him up towards the moon like
Was it Simba?
Golden child, okay? Golden child. That's, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same, man. Nah, man. We breaking all records. Was KJ starting as a freshman? True freshman? Negative.
Hey, I'm telling you, KJ Cole. Why he on me? What I doing? KJ, I got you back. Oh, you must be talking about Mike. I got you back.
I'm just saying.
I went through and found all his highlights and made a highlight reel. That's how cold I think KJ Black, because he did something at Prairie View nobody could do in 50 years. He won a SWAC championship.
And bring fans.
I rock with him. Don't do me like that. Tell KJ to call in. He got to verbally get this bet with you. KJ, call in. Call in, KJ. Since we sleepy, call in.
Yeah. He over there.
I'm in the bed, man.
He in LA, so he about 3 hours.
Oh, yeah, you up. Come on, KJ, call in. What's the number, Scotty? Give him the number, Scotty.
518-263-8124. 518.
Okay, KJ, call in. He said he at work.
Oh, yeah. He working. Just right. Listen. Working on trying to get some fans.
That's funny as hell.
Calling up a love. Hey, y'all coming to the game?
the game at? Where is it this year?
Oh man, I think it's at. I don't know.
Where is it? I want to know where is it.
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter.
Ooh, I like that type of talk.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that talk.
We can play it down in the Delta.
I like that talk. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He said PV fans all on the.
Hey, like, you hear this nigga talking about us on the internet right now?
all that. Wow. That's how he go.
Ooh,
That's how he coming.
That's
how he coming.
They ain't got no stadium to play y'all in, KJ.
Yeah.
They out there borrowing shit.
It's all right. We gonna borrow this dub. That's what we gonna borrow. Can we hold that?
They got to put Texas Southern banners up before the game and take them down after the game. It ain't theirs.
Whatever y'all bring, take back.
You get this shit out of here. We got a soccer game tomorrow in here. Get this out of here.
Oh man. Hey, can we leave this up for next week? We got back-to-back home game. Nah, take that with you. Oh man, treat that chick like a rental for real. All right, man. Yeah, boy, Perry, you got me. Boy, you stupid.
We had to get a little fire on it right quick, man.
Hey,
I'm just telling you, I'm willing. This the time of year you set the bets, man. This when you know it's football season. Yeah, it's time to go and get it going.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see, man. You know what I'm saying? So
that's the only bet you gonna take. Texas Southern and FAMU. Where Mr. Campbell at? You don't want to take that? I'm out here just hyping shit up. Mr. Campbell, what you gonna do with FAMU and Texas Southern?
Oh, that's an easy dub. That's an easy.
Where Mr. Campbell at? Since he always like to throw his weight around too.
Yeah, that's an easy one. I'll take that.
He sleep? Where he at? He East Coast? He Eastern Standard Time? He might be sleep.
Yeah, he might be.
He'll his bedtime.
I made it to the. He said I made it to the big boy. Oh man, there you go.
Call in, Mr. Campbell. Come on. Take that bet, Mr. Campbell. That's easy. They say he playing with house money. Come on.
He gonna be like, Scotty. I don't know why. You know, I was just getting out of a push-up call.
Yeah. Come on, call on in. Take these bets. This is the time of year. This is it. We setting the record straight right now. I don't want to hear no once the season start. Now it's time. We 2-3 weeks from the first game?
We 11 days. 11 days.
Let's get it.
What, Scotty? Hold on. Perry acting like I'm 75 years old and got to take my teeth out of my mouth and go to bed before 11 o'clock. Perry, I'm still in hands, brother.
Folks used to cut everything off in the house before they go to bed.
So don't ever
unplug that phone. Unplug the lights.
Hey, I'm 53, bro. I'm still playing a player's life. Now, hold on now.
Unplug that microwave. You don't need that plugged up when we go to bed.
You better tell them I go from 2 to 2, baby. I go from 2 to 2.
Oh.
So you right here talking about, hey, listen, let me tell you something, Perry. If I sleep at this time, that means she got put to sleep before me. Okay? Let's remember that.
My bad, player from the Himalaya. I didn't know you was still knocking it down like that.
So, I just want to correct the record and everything now. Cause hey, this ain't your father's Oldsmobile. Like I said, we still running around in 22s on the Escalade. Scotty know it. Tell him now, Scotty.
I ain't know you had to go outside and cut it on and put your foot on the gas and warm it up. I ain't know.
Hey man, listen.
Remember that car, that Oldsmobile had 3 keys,
it's ready to go.
One for the door, one for the car, and one for
the
trunk.
Hey, listen. Hey, Scotty, listen. You better tell Perry, because the last time the SU folks were talking that trash, I took 2 dancing dolls to Waffle House and brought them back to Atlanta.
That is true.
He did what?
He said he went. He talked about. He called in because he said they were going to win. So he called in and he was like, "I can't explain it. Mr. Campbell can't explain it. He had two dancing dolls in the car. Coming back from.
He big pimping. Okay. He got him in different area codes. My bad. The highlight of his day to have some
nothing known and locally loved. Okay, I just want you to know now. You make it best with me now.
No, the bet is
like I say, so I just want to. Hey, I'm gonna get off the phone because for the fact to say, was I asleep? Was I asleep? Come on, man.
Well, you sleep on this bet
because I'm trying to man. I don't need nobody going around here, man. I ride 18 miles a day on the bike. Just to let them know.
He said he wants me to take the bet with you of Texas Southern versus FAMU. That's what.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, listen, I will take the bet Texas Southern FAMU. I will take the bet FAMU SU. And what the hell was there? I'll take a bet FAMU flipping quarters over SU. It don't matter. Anytime, any place. Because all them SU folks know they paid for a football helmet with all the money I won off of them last year bet me. So now watch it. I'm telling you. The FAMU Athletic Fund sent me a letter for all the money that people at SU sent because they bet me. Now, if you want to add to the FAMU Athletic Fund, ain't no problem. Because that's the way I bet. Because I don't need the money. I have you bet me. You send my money to my school. So that's how you want to do. So we can have jerseys. We can do whatever. So, as a matter of fact, when it is FAMU SU week, it ain't going to be Outspoken. It's going to be FAMU Spoke. That's going to be that week. Just to let you know. We changed the thing with the whole show.
This year?
He was in Baton Rouge last year.
I'm telling you.
I asked, will he be in Baton Rouge this year for the game?
Oh, yeah, bro. The 22s, hey, man, the Escalade on 22s will be down there Thursday night.
All right, so you coming in town?
I'm coming into town. Hotel already booked in New Orleans.
You up and send you home with an ass whooping. How about that?
Perry, listen, let me tell you something. You remember how you said you got to have some ass to get some ass? The only ass whooping I'm going to do is take some ass from one of them old school dancing dolls and bring her back to Atlanta. That's the only ass that's going to get whooped. Just let you know. In the hotel. So I'm just keeping it real.
Damn, that man, you the nasty. You can't bring your girlfriends around you back in Thanksgiving. And nephew, who is that you got with you, nephew? who is that, nephew? What can't bring you around?
49, thick 36, thick 50. I don't know which one I'm bringing.
Hey,
don't matter.
Hey, Perry,
don't matter.
Perry, what movie is that where he's like, you a nasty nigga?
Oh, I'm a nasty nigga. I'm a nasty.
Yeah, I love that. You doing a great, man. Listen, I love it, man. Y'all doing a great job. But Perry, don't ever call the bishop out if I'm asleep anymore. Okay, just letting you know.
Bad for waking you up, Bishop. I know you was ready to lower it.
I'm out here spreading the ministry, man. I might be on the way to Magic City right now.
You know what they do when they get older? They unplug the Wi-Fi at night and everything. Don't leave nothing on. Unplug it all.
No, well, see, no. I'm not one of them. See, I know how to work all the buttons. I know how to work my internet.
Okay, I got you. You ain't got to call the young one.
Anything on TikTok or Instagram. I am self-sufficient.
I got you. My bad, Bishop.
Let you know. All right.
My bad, Bishop.
I'm gone.
All right, appreciate it. Oh, man. All right. What's that? I'm a nasty.
Damn, hold on. I'm trying to think of what I know what you're talking about. What movie is that?
I can't think.
Oh, I can't think of it. Damn, you got me with it. And I know what you're talking about.
Somebody gonna say in the chat. I think it was like next Friday or Friday after next. He's like, was it Coming to America? No.
Now they didn't do that cussing like that in Coming to America.
It was the Eddie Murphy movie, wasn't it?
I'm trying to think. Damn, I can't think.
It was Life. It was Life. It wasn't Life.
Was it Life?
It was Life. He's like, why you gotta be so nasty, Ray? Because I'm a nasty. I thought it was Life. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Because I'm a nasty motherfucker. Yeah.
Oh man, my cheeks. No homo. Oh, that was funny.
I've enjoyed this tonight, man. It ended on fire. It was a good chance to. I'm calling folks out, man. It's that time of the year. It's the season started. If I don't do it, who will?
That's fair.
Everybody want to tiptoe around. Stand on your morals. Stand on what it is. Southern FAMU, Jackson State. We talk. Everybody else quiet. I'm talking about. I ain't heard of Alabama State. I ain't heard of A&M. I ain't heard of Grambling. I ain't heard of who else left. Even Alcorn been a little quiet.
That's fair. That's fair. If it ain't G, you ain't heard it from nobody else.
Where they at?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little shocked. I'm out here giving UAPB some love. Hey, listen, Coach Hampton, Alonzo Hampton, you bet not lose that Valley game. Come on, baby. You talking about restoring the pride? You can't restore the pride losing the Valley. No, sir. Nope.
Oh,
no. Where you at?
Boy, when I tell you I'm going to be tuned into that game, boy, I'm going to be locked in.
Alonzo Hampton, listen to me. Chris Robinson, the athletic director. Cameo Stokes, my boy. See, I get the name of everybody. Everybody over there in that listen. Do not lose to Valley. I just made that game exciting. Nobody cared. Go upset them for their homecoming. Piss them off. Don't piss me off. Piss them off.
Oh, that's funny. Dang, that's going to be a good game.
I'll just be waiting on that score in the stadium. That's all, Scotty. I'll be waiting on the score at the stadium.
You know what the score at the stadium going to be? 35-0 in the second quarter. Man, ain't nobody about the stadium.
Well, I'm talking about the UAPB Valley.
I know that. But, I mean,
we just waiting on halftime at homecoming. You know, we want to see the band, and you may stay for a fifth quarter because you don't come that far and don't sit back and watch Southern band. I know you don't.
I mean, it's no point to have a fifth quarter because you ain't gonna go against nobody.
Well, when you gonna see them again in person?
That's fair.
Right. Come on now. Come on.
We were supposed to go to the Southern and FAMU game, but it was just too much back-to-backs. I mean, it was just too much back-to-back. You
got to watch greatness now. But yeah, UAPB, Alonzo Hampton, somebody going to send this to him. Hey, do not lose to Valley, bro. Please, coach. All right? Do not lose to Valley.
It's going to be, we'll see. But, hey, man, as always, man, we appreciate you, Perry. Listen, man, you can feel it. You can feel it. That
Is it time?
Boy, it's 11 days. 11 days. 11 days.
I thought I added a little fuel to the fire tonight. I just thought we made sure you could feel it.
Boy, we got one more Monday, and then this game's out. All right, guys, man. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you're locked in next Monday right here, same time as always. It's your boy Scotty, main man Perry. Make sure you go check out the On the Yard Sports as well. And until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to holla. God bless.